A very good evening, everybody. Nice to have your company wherever you're tuning in all around Australia or indeed the world. Second leg of a Wednesday doubleheader on the platforms of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Again, it's a 4-race program. The setting's very different. And the breakdown of how the races play out tonight is also very different as well. Earlier in the day, we were here for round 9, and that is live replay of all the action from our Wednesday doubleheader, namely the merch.GSRC.com Legends Cup. And now, of course, we're getting stuck into round 10 from the Adelaide Parkland Street Circuit. We also, of course, earlier in the day brought you the sprint round, the final sprint round of the season for the Trophi.AI Supercar Series. And that wraps up tonight here on the streets of Adelaide as well with a 60-minute mini enduro. There's the lay of the land, ladies and gentlemen. We'll update track and weather settings for you and server settings for you in just a few moments' time. Hello to Wolfbane 51 that's tuning in first up tonight. Sorry, the user handle is a bit obstructed there by the graphics, mate, but good to have you on board once again. One of the newest circuits on the server, 3.21 kilometres around. You know it, you love it. It's going to undergo a bit of change after this year, of course, in the real world, and it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for that to be rolled out in the sim world, of course. But this is the first and only super sprint of the campaign, hence the early start, ladies and gentlemen. We're on about 10-15 minutes earlier than usual. A super sprint grand finale, one that should see, much like was the case on Monday night, Sam Chapman, the leader coming into the round, walk away with the spoils. To the victor go the spoils. There's the margin at the moment. It is 73 points, and he's got 49 up his sleeve. So he's got 122 to work with. There's 120 on offer as far as race wins are concerned tonight. Then, of course, all the little idiosyncrasy, intricate bonus points, the pole positions, the fastest laps, etc., are all there as well. So 4:16 for Sam Chapman, Richard Brookfield in a tight tussle with Brett Barker and Adam Funslow for second spot at the moment, just 4 points covering them. 343 plays 339 and 284 Hilton Booth make up the top 5. And as I say, a super sprint format, which means a 10-minute race to get us going. a 15-minute second race, a 25-minute third race. There will be inverts along the way as well, ladies and gentlemen. We'll explain what all that means as we get going here. We've got a minute and a half left in the qualifying session. Time for me to welcome back to Wednesday Night Motorsport and welcome into the booth for the first time this evening the Super Formula Light champion for this season. Has it sunk in 48 hours later, Dan Yeaman? Good evening to you.
Oh, thank you, Zach. I mean, look, on one hand, nice to be able to, as I said, enjoy the moment. And now also know that we'll be going back to the Bend Motorsport Park for AOWN next week on that West configuration that we also did a bit of the racing this season on as well. So a bit of potentially early advantage there in terms of some basic track knowledge to reconcile with that racing tonight, or next week, I should say, when that rolls around. But I mean, feels like forever, unfortunately, but we're back in the booth and here to sign off the season to wrap up this Wednesday night's action of 2026A.
Longer night than usual because we started a little bit earlier, and of course with the supercars running an hour, we'll end later as well, ladies and gentlemen. Not too late, hopefully. We're not here at midnight like we were on Monday night, where the leg up for us there is that we finish the race about 30 minutes earlier than what we did earlier in the week. And we've only got 2 splits to cover off, not 3. So it's all pretty much there for us to work with and around. Tomorrow night will be the later night because we start with the main course and then go back to cover off the entree. Qualifying about to wrap up here and now, ladies and gentlemen. Cars will be on the grid in 3, 2, 1. Server change. Let's do it. Let's have a look at the grid for the first race of the night and also have a look at the updated track server settings. 11:15 Australian Central Daylight Time. 11 km/h winds. We've gone back in time, actually, back to March 14. I think somebody's cocked that up. It should have been March 25, but that's okay. The winds are southerlies, how appropriate. 12 km/h, 22 degrees the ambient, 29 on track. But most importantly, dry, cloudy, and 59% humidity. Good also to see some new and returning faces on this grid tonight. We called for it earlier in the day. We wanted to see more bums in seats tonight and to send this series off on a high note. Even though we've had small fields, the racing's been red hot. Tonight, because it's a street circuit, because there's extra bums in seats, because there's championship contenders and those that are just going to be racing round contenders, all the right ingredients are there for an absolute spectacle. So strap in and enjoy the next hour. Brett Barker, Aidan Luthwaite, front row. Ryan Jones, Guy Leach, second row. Richard Brookfield and Mark Heppel, third row. So all the championship contenders, including Adam Funslow, are in the top 7. Matt Schmidtke's having a run on a Wednesday night. How about that? Jonathan Harris and Adam Lavis. Good to see him being able to go back to the steering wheel, to the cockpit, instead of covering for Dan Yeaman here in the commentary box. He's sitting in 10th. Dale Sharp, Greg Heaney from row 6. Row 7 is Hilton Booth and Joe Baldwin. Truckers in the house. There you go. Tom Pritchard, Joel and Hanson, Connor Nixon, Stephen Bull, Sam Chapman and Sam Cullen make up this field. Broden Friend has joined the server as well in 21st. We'll wait and see if he actually joins the grid. Chapo's burning from the stern from 19th. This promises to be a good one. 20 seconds away from the start. So just like earlier in the day, 4-race program, but it's 3 for the legends and a 60-minute affair for the supercars. Strap in, buckle up and enjoy the ride with us, ladies and gentlemen. Night 3 of week 10 of term 1 for 2026, grand final night, and this championship there for the taking for Sam Chapman, but he had to turn up tonight to tick the box to ensure that the job was complete. You wouldn't want to risk having any of the 3 behind you grab a clean sweep tonight and nab you by a couple of points. They're off, they're racing. Grand final night underway. Blinder of a start, Aidan Luthwaite. Chapo making hay while the sun shines there on the outside. Matt Schmidtke starting from pit lane. That was a good start from Chapo, up 2 spots already. Can they all get through the centre chicane? Bit of a squeeze job for some, but we're through okay in the early stages, and certainly not destroying cars left, right and centre like we did in the Australian Open World Nationals that were here in December. And actually, Yeaman, thank you for the spoiler, because I hadn't seen any of the announcements today. I've been so far out of the loop looking after some personal inventory and some work-related matters away from the GSRC, plus doing the broadcast with Adam Lavis. We're back in South Australia next Tuesday night. That's exciting. Joe Baldwin's jumped the start and has a black flag immediately off the top. That's trucker rubbed out of business for this opening heat of the night. So, and I'm really pleased that it's the West course as well, mate, because as we've seen on so many occasions already, that is the best configuration for racing around the bend by far. Bang into the wall. Wowee.
Pritchard.
Tommy Pritchard has smacked the wall big time.
And I think based on the radio call, because we've been given a bit of a helping hand by none other than the driver we were looking at there, Joe Baldwin, who's unfortunately just said that he didn't realise he was right up on the bumper bar there when he went to move out to get up the inside for turn 8. So a little bit of an oopsies, and that does mean now, Sam Chapman's all over the back of Hilton Booth here to finish lap 1 on his way to try and make it +6 in a short order, but still going to be a ways away from the racing at the very front of this field for now.
I just want to make sure I'm across the respective information here tonight with regards to the inverts. Yes, reverse grid for the top 8 invert for race 1, top 12 for race 2, so exactly the same as what you see in the Porsche Super Sprint tomorrow night from Phillip Island. So if Chapo can get as far back as P8, A, it's a hell of a drive, and he's 13th at the moment, and B, it'll give him the invert pole and basically sign, seal and deliver the championship for him. Brett Barker, Aidan Luthwaite, Guy Leach up in a 3rd spot. Jonesy back on the grid after being tied up with other racing commitments last week, the Logitech G Pro Invitational. He's in 4th, and Mark Heppel rounds out the top 5, also back on the grid after missing out last week. Blinky Bill, Aidan Luthwaite, good evening to you. And he reappears out of nowhere and wedges himself in between the 2 Injectors Online Racing entries. Down to turn 8 we go, to turn 9 to the hairpin. Luthwaite fancies his chances in leading this one from the front, does so. Have a look at Guy Leach, no love lost there on his teammate, just slowly tapping Brett Barker through the corner. I'll give you the hurry up, you be the jockey, you be the horse, I'll be the jockey. There's your whip, bang, away we go. Kick into 2nd gear. Ryan Jones has latched on, already grabbed 2 double-up round wins this season. 2 sweeps of the night, 1 in round 6, 1 in round 8. Chapo's done the same in round 3 and round 9. But it'd be a hell of an achievement, Dan, for any of these guys to go out and win all 3 tonight. That seems to be a bridge too far based on the competitiveness of this field.
I would suspect that to be quite the challenge. Yes, we've seen the racing in this category turn on a dime on many occasions, and we've had drivers come and go as well for good measure, so sort of exactly who's in the running has varied on a week-by-week basis. Whilst we've had our regulars who have made the most of their ability to commit to a Wednesday night racing attendance, still have drivers like Luthwaite who have only been here part-way through this season. And then, as I said, our new drivers here tonight, although so far not too many drivers who are making new appearances. Guy Leach around, going to drop out of the lead group.
And he's only just been passed by Ryan Jones a few moments ago. He's going to plummet all the way down to 14th behind Hilton Booth, but he's lost all the momentum, and more importantly, he's lost the toe as well. Top 7 covered by 2.3 seconds at the moment. The concern is the 1.5 second gap between Richard Brookfield and Ryan Jones. Brookfield's just been passed by both Mark Heppel and Adam Lavis. Adam Lavis is going 2 for the price of 1. Oh, we've had shenanigans down at turn 9, that's why. And Brookfield's going to lose out not just to Adam Lavis, but also to Adam Funslow, who himself has 3 race wins this season, but threw an almost certain victory away earlier in the day at the Hungaro ring, coming off the final corner in the 2nd race. Jonesy reckons he's off the hook now after he threw one away on the final lap at Donington. But I said, no. Oh, Aiden's gone. So Luthwaite's dropped off the lead pack. The aforementioned Ryan Jones moves up into 2nd spot. Now they've got 2 seconds on Adam Lavis. So it's looking better and better for Brett Barker and Ryan Jones. The fact that they don't have to contend with Guy Leach nor Aidan Luthwaite now. But yeah, I said to Jonesy, I said, no, you're my last lap cock up as far as wet weather is concerned. And now Adam Funslow is the dry equivalent. I can't take you, let you off the hook that easily, Ryan.
Oh, as Jonathan Harris finds the fence, as I was doing a Sam Chapman check-in with all of these incidents giving him spots. Lo and behold, another minor moment for Harris just there up the staircase. And where does Sam Chapman now find himself? At the halfway mark! In the fence is the answer.
The wall! He was 8th! I knew exactly where you were going, but I'm going to count that as the first commentator's curse of the night, Dan Yeaman.
Oh, the time.
We were just about to sing the praises about him being right there on the invert spot, and he loses 2 spots to Jonathan Harris and Dale Sharp on the back of crunching the wall at turn 7. Thankfully, he's been able to push on with it. And here on the comeback track, oh, Adam Lavis is gone. Adam Lavis is gone.
Hello.
There's Lavis on the inside of turn 9. Crouched the Valvoline wall, and he's right in the middle of the racetrack. And thankfully, they've all been able to avert danger there and take evasive action to not plough into him on the rejoin. But Chapman now back to 9th and only half a second away from Dale Sharp. So he might be about to undo the damage that he just did, Mr. Yeaman. But it's interesting. Poetic timing, if ever I've seen it, as he was up plus 11. That's what we wanted to highlight. We wanted to sing the praises of that, but now it's just plus 10.
Yeah, slightly more humble runnings for the moment, but there's P9 and now on the back of P8. Still has another 3 minutes and change, and however many laps we exactly get through. There's, Harris. Oh no. Second time the staircase segment I've seen this car have trouble. And that might just help seal the deal.
Down the back straight we go. To turn 8. It's going to be very interesting to see. There were a few drivers talking earlier in the day, Adam Lavis intentionally, specifically. Oh no. And that's exactly what we're talking about. There goes Harris, there goes Chapman. Harris got the outside wall. Poleaxes into Chapman, and Chapman's chances at the top 8 are gone. 3 wide into 8. Are you kidding me? That was never going to work.
Well, his car is now a little more beaten and bruised, still going. But yeah, what was the objective? I mean, we'll have to go. I'll get a replay of that one, Q. I was going to just try and find a moment to queue up a couple of replays from the bigger moments of this race so far that we kind of missed off screen. And now this is happening again for Chapman.
Around the outside, that is... oh no, there's Adam Lavis again. And Connor Nixon goes around him. Good to see Connor out there. Joel Hansen comes through. Joe Baldwin comes through. Chapman back to 14th. Pritchard 13th. Ruthwaite back to 12th. Heaney back to 11th. Heaney will be looking around thinking, what the hell's my teammate doing this far down the order? Holding on to the invert at the moment is Dale Sharp. So there you go. Sharp could get an invert pole at this point. But the more I talk, the more I'm putting the mocker on it. White flag in the air next time by, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know what was causing. Yeah, that was the lap one incident, was it not?
Yeah, it was indeed. I just wanted to go through the big incidents of this race real quick while we could, try and see exactly what happened, because I think we caught the ends of them rather than the starts of them. Yeah, there you go for Guy Leach earlier on, just into the back bumper of Ryan Jones. And speaking of Mr. Luthwaite here, so on the outside into the final turn, tries to just go around Brett Barker and just loops it. Okay.
Not enough grip out there. Chapman and Harris 3 wide. That was insanity. This is what happened to Adam Lavis. This is how he ended up parked up on the inside, all on his own. Yep. That was a 2-part spin. He half caught it and then it snapped on him again. White flag in the air for Ryan Jones, half a minute to go. I don't know why they were going. Yeah, and Sharpie got the wall as well and kind of helped Chapman finish the job. But he had nowhere to go, and Chapman was already a passenger by that point. My goodness. And this was Connor Nixon.
Oh, it's apex curve, and it just lights up the inside rear tyre, I think. And then Lavis
goes out of sympathy.
Oh, dear.
We shouldn't laugh. Our poor mate hasn't had too much of a chance to get acquainted with these cars this term. And it's not started very well for him. He's down in position number 17 at the moment. Ryan Jones has found his way to the front. Of course he has. He's often said that his real-world commitments have hampered his progress and probably denied him of a couple of championships this term. And his pace, when he's been present in the Legend cars, well, you know, it mounts a fair enough argument in his favour. This looks like a lot of fun. Revolution E-Racing, good to have you guys tuning in this evening. That's Greg Brooks. Brooks has already slid into my message inbox this afternoon. Good on you, mate. We've got some intel to pass on your behalf a little bit later on. We'll get to that when we get to the Supercars. If you're with us earlier in the day, you may have a little inkling of that already. Guy Leach and Dale Sharp and Jonathan Harris are arguing cat and dog for the final spots in the invert top 8. Jonesy defends to the inside of Brett Barker to the final corner.
Just do it though.
7 laps to journey, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the undercut, the overlap, the switchback. Barker got it on the run of the final corner. And they're wrecking over the line, I think. Wowee. Oh, Sharpie's gone. Sharpie's gone. He's thrown it away out of 9th. Luthwaite's going to come back and get 9th. Guy Leach with a late lunge will have the invert pole. Couldn't get by John Harris. Funzo in for 3rd. Great recovery. Stephen Bull in for 4th. Richard Brookfield 5th. Heppel, Harris, Leach, Luthwaite, Booth, Heaney, Sharp, Chapman in for 13th. Schmidtke, Nixon, Pritchard, Lavis, Baldwin, and also Joel and Hansen will round out the 19 finishes. I guess that's the positive to take out of all that. 19 start, 19 come home, but the in-between is a lot more complicated than that to go back and point out. Extraordinary racing. Great start to the night. And if we get 2 more like that, Yeaman, we're not going to be disappointed.
No. No, that's certainly the platform to start, even if it means for drivers like Sam Chapman. That's not the race they were looking for, per se. A quick look through our race results here from that opening one here before we, of course, got to get ready to take on the Invert 8 and this second race.
Brett Barker home by 0.05 of a second over Ryan Jones. Got it on the switchback coming out of the main straight. Funslow, Bull, Brookfield, Heppel, Harris, Leach, Luthwaite and Booth, the top 10. Can't say that Chapman's technically wrapped it up yet, but it was always going to be a tough ask for anyone that was within the striking distance of him to reel him in. But Brett Barker's done everything he needed to do to try and keep it alive. Now, what's going to be interesting for mine, how the cars behave over the jump, over the ripple strips at turn 1 and 2, Dan Yeaman, because I'm expecting a lot of 2x2 action in the early part of this race as we sort out that invert mess. Set for a start. Leach and Harris the front row. Heppel and Brookfield the second. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh,
didn't go.
Stuck on the grid. Stephen Ball has gone nowhere. He gets going, but he drops all the way to 18th.
Oh, Harris.
Oh, there's the first evidence of it. Jonathan Harris, middle of the road. Thankfully clears. No mess left behind except for Harris now being stranded at the back of the field. So yes, there is a sweet spot where you can get away with running across that river strip. Unfortunately, Harris didn't find it. Chapman already up to 8th. Side by side with Sharp. Goes through. Back to where we wanted to be about 10 minutes ago. Leach, Heppel, Brookfield, the top 3. Good start.
Painful slowdown though for Mark Heppel. He's picked up, it must be through the opening chicane because he finally bleeds it now, but on the back straight with everyone up to speed.
3 spots. 4.
4, I think, here. And Luthwaite might want to make it 5 right on the exit of turn 8.
If not at 8, watch him go to the inside. Yep, there it is, straight away to 9. Oh, have a look at the lunge from Brett Barker on Funslow and Jones. And Brookfield, if you don't mind, under pressure. Oh boy, great lunge. Injectors on line 1, 2. Leach and Barker lead the way. What about that?
Oh, it's touch
up.
Oh,
trouble. There's Heppel, gone again. Second incident on the opening lap. The first one was a slowdown. He hemorrhaged from that. He hemorrhages a lot more now. Harris even picks him up. He goes back to 19th. And have a look at this. Some of the big movers and shakers on that opening lap. 7 positions gained, make it 8 for Connor Nixon, 6 for Adam Lavis, I should say, 7 for Sam Chapman. Great moving and shaking on that opening lap. Joe Baldwin to pit lane. Oh, yep, Baldwin jumped the start again.
Okay, something up there in terms of launch equipment then for Baldwin, because you don't make that. You make twice. There's lock up there into turn 3. But they've all got through just. Oh, not behind though.
No. A little bit of a mess. Sharpie on the inside. Oh, troubling around. There we go. Connor Nixon. Not the usual team colours we'd associate with Logitech G Orbit Drop Air Motorsport stable.
No.
But Nixon's stranded in the middle of the circuit. Thankfully, he gets it back going. We stay green. But yeah, that's why I was having a bit of an issue trying to identify him, Dan Yeaman, quite frankly.
Yeah, the Legends car, not one of our cars we're likely to get painted in a overly rapid rate of knots, if you might be able to understand. Although the fact he's running
a bit lower on the priority list.
Something just randomly off the showroom also wasn't quite what the instructions were. Whilst we don't have a full assortment of team paints, so I'm going to leave that to Tom to give him a slap on the wrist for that one.
I love it. You've used your position as the producer and director, and
I'm delegating my authority
under your chin at the moment. Yeah, exactly. To throw him right under the bus and say, look, I'm just going to lay the seed, lay the foundations, and Tommy can deal with the rest. Tommy can come in and finish the job. I like it. Connor Dixon to pit lane on that note. Schmidtke gets by Sharp. They're being very, very aggressive with how much track they're using here. Angriest mosquito swarm. Yeah, actually, I'm doing a bit of mosquito swatting at the moment myself, actually, here in Central Commentary. Insects galore at the moment. Someone suggested to me last night that I might have picked up a spider bite. That was the first I was hearing of it. Joe Baldwin. Yeah, I'm getting my Johns and my Joes mixed up again because it's just Jay Baldwin on the screen. But no, Joe's here, John's not. With a slowdown there. Connor's team name is, okay, copy, Tyson Broad.
Yeah, I know.
That's something we can change at the moment, is it?
We can give it a crack and see. I'm just going to go through the got a sheet of driver details, see if we've got all the right people with the right names.
Broady never misses an opportunity, does he? Oh, no, there goes Skyleach! Second one of the night! Brett Barker continues to lead from Ryan Jones. They've picked up exactly where they left off, those two, but they've worked their way through, they've weaved their way through the nonsense. How about it? Connor Dixon remains on pit road. I don't think he's too keen to get back out on the racetrack anytime soon. Just going to show everybody here how technical a racetrack this is and how difficult it is to get it right, no matter the race car you're driving, Dan.
Oh, this is, I guess, the kind of car and track combination. It's going to entice some things.
Exceptional! Schmidtke got used as a stop. Wowee! That was Stephen Bull just ahead of him. Dead set lucky not to wipe Schmidtke out in the process, but at the same time, Schmidtke saved Bull from an appointment with the wall.
Very, very lucky indeed, yes.
I am a fan of, but I'm also a critic of street racing at the same time, Dan, right? Because I feel as though in the Australian motor racing scene that we don't do the permanent circuits any favour by taking events away from them, and I'm looking at Wanneroo next year. Schmidtke very close to his teammate Dale Sharp there, and here comes John Harris back down on the inside as well. Ball, oh, they were nearly 4 wide. Are you kidding
Harris.
me? Oh, no, bang. Harris into the wall. See you later. Good recovery, but again, drops another. All that hard work undone. He's dropped back to 15th. Mark Hebel back to 14th. And now all you're seeing is all the guys that have run into trouble so far. Bang, Ryan Jones. Well, there go his chances of a win in this one. Wow. But at the same time, there's something to be said, like, I get it in America because they've got, you know, such a bigger population, such a bigger economy, all that sort of stuff, right? So I am critical in the sense that I would much rather see our big-time championships, like the Shannon Speed Series, like the Supercars, you know, engage more permanent infrastructure than what they do, just in terms of the time, the bill, and the expense involved, and that is obviously a real-world reference because you don't have a small incident, you don't walk away with a small damage bill if you come unstuck on a street circuit, but there's something spectacular about it at the same time, and this is putting on a great show already tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Supercars dish up a little bit later on. Down towards turn 9 we go. Barker, clear. Looking good for his second one of the night. Funzo under pressure from Chapman and Brookfield. So Chapo's getting plenty of overtaking practice tonight, if nothing else.
Yeah, as long as in this second race he doesn't have to go backwards in this second half and before he can come forwards again, that's what he'll certainly be hoping for.
So Jonathan Harris has conceded defeat this time around and has made his way to pit lane. So he may well be there for the balance of the race with Connor Nixon and rejoin the grid for race 3. Supercars coming up. I'm hopeful that they'll be out in force for that, Dan. A, because it's Adelaide. B, because we know how many of our competitors were occupied elsewhere last week. And C, because it is a 60-minute finale. It's the last one of the turn.
Funzo picks up a slow down through the 1-2 chicane.
And loses a bunch of time. Almost a second to Richard Brookfield as well.
Oh, Bull. Stephen Bull's around.
He's had his fair share of incidents so far tonight as Stephen Bull. I think he'll be happy to see the end of the race as well. Apologies, folks. I'm trying to finish off dinner as we broadcast the entree of the evening for you. I thought I left myself enough time this afternoon because I've finished writing a press release which will go out on socials tomorrow for a team that's making its debut in GT4 Australia this weekend. So you'll read all about that tomorrow on my Zach Motorsport page. And hello to Jerry and Jed Murphy. Jed's, of course, recently joined up as a member of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club, so there is some context and correlation there, and I can mention that. Adam Lavis putting the pressure on Guy Leach at the moment. This is for 6th, 7th, and Richard Brookfield's there for 8th as well. So Richard Brookfield's had an issue somewhere along the way there, because he was up with Funslow and Chapman a few moments ago. Let's have a look. Here it is on replay. Uh-oh. Turn 7.
Yeah, that's all right of shape.
There you go. Bang.
Oof, lucky not get Funslow.
He got both the front and the back of the left side of the car. And then once at this dinner up, I got a phone call out of the blue that I wasn't expecting. That derailed me for another 20 minutes. So yeah, it's been a case of trying to make ends meet, trying to make everything work today, and compromising my ability to eat my dinner in one hit and hot at the same time. So I'm nibbling away on that as we go. So if it sounds like I've got half a mouthful at some point during the spiel here, it's because I do. And I'm making no apologies for it, otherwise it's going to be 11 o'clock before I get to finish it off. Stephen Ball in 11th place at the moment. Tom Pritchard holds on to the invert pole. We haven't spoken much about Tommy, except for when he was pointing the wrong way earlier. Have a look at the Pink Pony Club bloody livery he's got going on there. He's a brave man, I'll say that much. And he's got the basketball helmet going as well. Have a look at that. The NBL finals, of course, continuing on Friday night. Actually, that's a good point. I don't think there's any live sport on tonight, which is really weird. Sheffield Shield final getting underway in a couple of days, though. Actually, tomorrow, I think. So, good times. Happy days. Lap 7. We're about to start lap 8. 3 to go. We'll get to 10. Here's Schmidtke under pressure from Sharp. Sharpie got the grass on the approach to the braking zone. I would not have any idea, to be perfectly honest. 3-2-2, I would have no idea. My extent of children's entertainment, Dale Sharp under pressure, trying to find a way by Matt Schmidtke here at the moment. Pretty much is Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for my niece and nephew. Dora the Explorer, not that Harper really ever got around that. And then, of course, all the stuff that I watched when I was younger. And you'd be able to relate to some of the things I'm about to rattle off here, Yeoman. Barney and Friends, the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Yogi Bear, Top Cat, etc. So my extent of children's entertainment, Arthur was another great one, is very, very minimal. Down on the inside, Ryan Jones on the comeback trail, trying to get by Adam Funslow and Aidan Luthwaite. Sam Chapman has gapped them to 3.4 seconds. Oh, it's you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, no, I saw the handle and I was like, I know who it is, but I just couldn't, wrap my head around it at the time. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And Yeah, no, I get it. I understood it completely. It's always nice to be able to put a handle on the name. Ryan Jones back in 5th spot at the moment. Invert pole belongs with Tom Pritchard. But yeah, I was, as soon as I saw the colour and the word pony, I was thinking of the song, and I can't remember who sings it, Pink Pony Club. It was that one that did the rounds and got belted to death last year. Like, you heard it that many times that you wanted to never hear it again on commercial radio. I can't remember who sang it though, because it wasn't Amy Shark and it wasn't Delta Cooper. So. And that's about the extent of my music knowledge for you, laid bare, ladies and gentlemen. Jonesy down the inside of Funzo! Almost contact! They avoid it, and Jonesy tucks back in and has to reset and go again. It's lively. It's the penultimate lap. Off goes Matt Schmidtke. We'll stay with this battle, though. Jonesy pushing Funzo along. They're not catching Brett Barker. Sam Chapman's going to do enough to wrap up the championship. Down the inside goes Jones. Big dive. Now we're going to have a crack at Luke Wade with 11.25 to go.
Just make sure to use that push into turn 8 to make sure they gained a bit of extra bonus time on Luthwaite. The draft rate is insane. Oh, no.
There you go. Funzo's gone. Got into the wall. Got the exit of turn 11 all wrong. And it's all over. So now we know who first and second are going to be, but who's going to take third? White flag flies in Adelaide. Amazing, isn't it? Adelaide arrives after the bend, and Barney still hasn't made it to Tailem.
Funzo straight to the pit lane even here on this last lap.
Yeah.
So Mark Heppel, Joel Hansen get promoted into the invert position.
Quite possibly. Although he's out.
Oh, he's already out.
Funzo's already out. He's gone.
Oh,
now, is he going to get down?
40 k's an hour pit speed limit.
Gone. He comes back out in 13th. One mistake from a competitor ahead of him, though, immediately ahead of him. And he'll be back in the invert with Funzo. He's under pressure from Hilton Boot. He's got to get up to speed. The deficit is 1.8 seconds. That is going to be a nightmare to try and reel in. And Funzo's chances of being in the invert evaporate before his eyes. 15 minutes elapsed. We're into overtime. Brett Barker's done a brilliant job to lead from the front. Here comes Jonesy. Aidan Luthwaite on the defensive on the inside to turn 9. Jones wants to go right around the outside. No. Switch back up and under. Here they go on the ragged edge. Luthwaite's holding on. Jones to the outside. Still can't find a way through. Here they go. Will it be a dive at the final quarter, or will it be a switchback similar to what Brett Barker did to him in race 1? Last turn, checkered flag. Brett Barker is going to double up. Jonesy wedges his way down the inside of Luthwaite. Brilliantly done. Luthwaite just needs to get the run off the top corner, and he does that, and he'll hold Jonesy at bay. Jonesy has to settle for 4th. Luthwaite in for 3rd from 9th on the grid. Brett Barker doubles up. Can he do the treble? We'll wait and see. We'll know in 25 minutes. Jonesy settles for 4th. Leach, Brookfield, Lavis, then Bull, then Sharp, then Pritchard. Funzo has got back to 11th. So Hilton Booth and Joel and Hansen, something's happened there on the final lap. What the hell? Funzo gets back to 11th and Hilton Booth's going to get the invert. Sheer madness, carnage and chaos on the streets of Adelaide, and John Harris. Unfortunately, that's not going to work for you, mate. You're not going to get classified there. It's going to be a big fat DNF next to your name at the end of that. Joe Baldwin will be the last of the classified finishes. That's what happened.
There it is. Oh. Yep.
Oh.
See if we can get us to go back and show us. Yeah, Always Lonesome at turn 7.
Heppel drops to 16th. But that doesn't explain, really, because obviously what's happened before that, Booth has lost out before that to Funzo.
So there was that one there.
Sorry. Hansen was the one. No, sorry. Booth was already behind Funzo. Funzo rejoined behind Hansen, but Hansen's finished later down the field. So we need to find out what happened to Jolan. Here we go.
Here it is. It's way slow for.
That's a big dive. Has he got a slow down to serve?
I think he does, because that's
just
driving out. Driving out there to try and clear something, it seems.
Either that, or he was like, hang on, no, I don't want to be leading these lunatics to green. Maybe he's just talked himself out of the invert pole.
Maybe.
We'll find out very shortly. Oh, wow, what madness. Brett Barker, Sam Chapman, Aidan Luthwaite, Ryan Jones, Guy Leach, Richard Brookfield, Adam Lavis, and Stephen Bull, the top 8. Rounding out the top 10 was Dale Sharp and Tom Pritchard in the pony livery. And 11th was Adam Funslow, 12th was Hilton Booth. He'll get the invert pole instead for Team Kraken. And Adam Funslow gets a front row start, and that's as good a leg up as he'll get tonight. Brett Barker on the cusp of a clean sweep, which we didn't think was possible at the start of the night. All of a sudden, Barker said, hold my beer. I'll show you lot. But he's 2 from 2. He needs to go out there and get the treble to claim the hat-trick and make a mockery of the statement I made at the start of the night. Joel and Hansen, Matt Schmidtke, then Greg Heaney, and then Mark Heppel, and a disappointing run for Joe Baldwin, again plagued by a drive-through penalty. Connor Nixon, a retirement. So too was Jonathan Harris. They are both still in the server, though, which is good news. Yeah, you had to complete 8 laps out of a 10 lapper to be classified at 75%, or 80% in that instance, but we can't classify you halfway through a lap, folks. That's just not how it works. Even with all the infrastructure and technology Motorsport has at its disposal, you need to round it up. So we wait now for the season finale of what's been a very captivating and compelling Oz Legends Cup campaign with thanks to merch.tgsrci.com. Jonathan Harris can't take a trick tonight, can he? Where the hell is he at now?
This is down at the runoff for turns 1 and 2. I just couldn't help but notice he was doing something a little unusual and needed. It's the only thing happening on circuit, but I thought, you know what, maybe it's worth a quick look at. But the time's going to hit 0 on us here, so we'll get right back to gritting up for the final race here in just a moment.
Was he trying to go out and drive on the escape road or in the pit paddock or something like that?
I'm thinking that was the goal because, yes, he did drive that car into the break in the fence and then seemingly got told, I don't think you're allowed to do that. No,
I wouldn't have thought so. Sam Chapman, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, even though we'll formally acknowledge it shortly, has done enough to be claiming the spoils, to be crowned the champion. And that's a magnificent season that he's put together there, of course, with the icing on the cake being that double at the Hungaroring last week. 8th win of the season that was. There have been 21 races. This is the 21st and final, and 3:15 in the afternoon server time. Westerly winds 24 kilometres an hour, 59% humidity, 36 degrees the on-track temperature, 24 the ambient, and so far it is dry. Booth, Funslow, front row. Pritchard, Sharp, second row. Bull, Lavis, third row. Brookfield, Leach, fourth row. Jones, Luthwaite, Brook, Leach, fourth row. Jones, Luthwaite, fifth row. Jonathan Harris, yeah, exactly. Ready to fire. Final one of the turn. Merch.tgsrci.com. Legends Cup. Let's go to work. 4 wide at the back. Why not? Jonathan Harris, after going to his own defence on the YouTube comment thread there, has made a rocket ship of a start. Up 4 spots already. Guy Leach trying to weave his way through the field. Brett Barker trying to do the same. Funslow, Boots, Sharp. Oh, Brookfield. Lucky to get away with it. Somehow everybody drove away from that. Booth has got to slow down to serve. Jones is on the back of Lavis. Bull's up in 6th spot. Barker's only moved 2 spots in the early stages. Jonathan Harris up 6 spots already, up to 12. Funslow, Booth, Sharp, Pritchard. Here comes Guy Leach down the inside of Pritchard to turn 8. We're 2x2. We can work 2x2 through here in these cars. They're small enough. We can't do 3x3. We worked that out the hard way earlier. Oh, Lavis with the wall scrape, I reckon it was. And Luthwaite as well. Here comes... Oh, Nichols in the wall. And he's bouncing back into the path. Bang and gone. There it is. That was Connor Nixon getting cleaned up by Matt Schmidtke. And then just to add insult to injury, Joe Baldwin's been turned around. And Mark Heppel's involved as well. Disaster for both, or all 3 men in fact. Schmidtke done, Nixon done, Heppel done, Baldwin.
Oh, Pritchard goes around.
Avoided the jump start on that occasion, but still gets cleaned up. And Pritchard, as you say, Dan Yeoman, an unfortunate mishap on the run to the main straight. Adam Funslow retains the lead. Dale Sharp to second, Guy Leach to fourth, Ryan Jones to sixth, Sam Chapman to seventh, and Brett Barker to eighth. Three contenders on the opening lap. Matt Schmidtke to pit lane to pick up a fast repair. Connor Nixon had to get on the tow road.
Yeah, I'll cue that one up for a review just to see the start of Schmidtke going around and then how that triggered the bigger one down at turn 9. Messy and unfortunate to say the least, but the racing continues for just about everyone else on the circuit. And speaking of, Brett Barker with a run on Sam Chapman out of turn 7.
That's brilliant as well. So 25 minutes around here, folks. Again, that's not a strong point. Oh, it's messy. It's messy through turn 8. Lavis almost got balked by loose weight, and Chapman gets back down on the inside of Barker. Oh, boy. Best guess is we're going to go perilously close to grabbing a 17th lap out of all of this, but I would be a happy punter if I was to stick with my first guess of 16. But it just depends on the race at the front and the pace at the front, whether we can do that or not. Harris down the inside, goes into the top 10. Takes Richard Brookfield with him. Lavis is relegated. 15-second penalty for Jonathan Harris. Avoidable contact with Matt Schmidtke. Well, rub Harris out of it. So that's where it set off the chain reaction. But I'm interested.
Oh, Bull.
Oh, big trouble. That's Stephen Bull. He's had more spins than a ballet dancer tonight. And there goes Hilton Booth. So 2 more in trouble. 2 more positions gained for Harris. He's about to lose 15 seconds of that, though, when he gets back to the line. So that's a costly invoice. Schmidtke and Nixon remain on pit lane. We're down to 17 on track. Greg Heaney's the last of those. Are you struggling to keep up like I am, Australia? Holy moly. There's a lot to try and stay on top of. The only thing that I want to try and work out here, Dan Yeoman, as Matt Schmidtke had that incident. Here it is now. There's the contact. Bang, into the wall. Okay, I think that answers the question. Because of the impact, because he got sent and the momentum bouncing back off the wall, the only thing I was going to question there was, could he have got on and held the brakes? Would that have pulled him up? Would that have prevented him from coming back into the oncoming traffic? I don't think so. And just poor old Connor Nixon got very unlucky at the end there. Started to take the evasive action too late in the piece, and then, unfortunately, the collateral of that was Joe and Mark.
That is indeed how the story is set to go. And then a real quick hit. You said Greg Heaney, last car running at the moment in this race. Lost him for a moment, for quite a moment there, actually, on lap 2. But he then, actually basically had one of the moments where he's completely locked up and frozen in time and space. Right, and then on lap 3 here, Stephen Bull, Hilton Booth. Oh, contact with Guy Leach.
Wow. Now, in the similar way that Race Control viewed the incident between Jonathan Harris and Matt Schmidtke, I'm going to assume that that one's going to be investigated as well.
I would presume so. I haven't seen confirmation of a report just yet, though.
Hilton Booth's going to have to get on the anchors here because he's got to slow down to serve. Dale Sharp is still running second. But look who's there, Guy Leach. Down the inside, thank you very much. He'll go out in pursuit of Adam Funslow, who's trying to wrap up his 4th win of the season and trying to grab second in the championship as well at the same time. But the damage has already been done there. I think Brett Barker, he won't be able to catch Chapman, but he'll have done enough to get second. And Funslow, I think, will have to settle for 3rd. The loser in all of that is actually going to be, as far as I can tell, hang on, Sharpie. I know they're a speedway car as well, but they're not a grass car. Is Richard Brookfield. He had 4 points on both Barker and Funslow coming into tonight, Dan. He didn't have a drop round to fall back on. The way results are going so far, I think Brookfield is going to be the one that drops off the podium, which is unlikely considering how good a season he's had right up until this point. But it just goes to show, Matt Schmidtke, Greg's VR lost it. lost his game area or whatever it's called, and he couldn't see. So he was as blind as a bat in that instance. That's why he's had to pull up. It's come good, obviously. Stephen Bull, the fastest lap of the race. It amounts to absolutely nothing because he's already had so many incidents tonight, but it'll be a small consolation prize, 122,959. Schmidtke done, Nixon done. Nice of you to chime in, Matt Schmidtke. Better luck in the next one, my friend. Down the back straight we go. We're right on board with Aidan Luthwaite. He's chasing Brett Barker, who's still on track for the treble, but the ship is sailing. Adam Funslow's looking good for his 4th win of the season, provided he doesn't throw it away at the moment. He's 4 seconds to good on Guy Leach. He's under pressure from Ryan Jones. And that was Sam Chapman on the inside trying to get by Dale Sharp, who's trying to get by Ryan Jones, who's trying to get by Guy Leach. This bottleneck, this battle pack, a log jam congestion, 2nd through 7th at the moment. Same can be said for Brookfield, Lavis, Harris, Bull, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. There they are. But yeah, you feel for Richard Brookfield. There's always winners and losers in instances like this, Danny, especially when there's an extra race on the agenda, especially when there's extra points on the line, and when you've got 3 dogs fighting for 2 bones separated by 4 points, there was always going to be somebody. Oh no, Brett Barker cops a slowdown, and Barker drops down to 11th. In fact, that looks like more than a slowdown, because Barker was actually part of the previous battle pack. Here it is. That last turn, got some help. Yep. Aidan Luthwaite, it's just... Wow.
It's a real dish-up one there,
yeah. Oh, no. We talked about wrecking in a straight line being a contentious talking point last week, and again on Monday night in Super Formula Light. Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure how you can argue against whatever penalty's coming his way for that one.
Yeah, I think that's looking pretty open and shut case, especially as it's been reported by Brett. Back to live, though, because we've still got Leach v Jones and Sharp v Chapman coming up as the first battle is into turn 9 on this particular lap. And here we go. Ryan Jones to the inside, and Chapman just in the back of shot doing the same.
All happening. Chapman up into position number 4. The chance of a win has probably gone begging tonight, which you'll be disappointed about considering it's a home round, and he's wide again! We almost put the marker on him the way we did earlier, except at a different point of the racetrack. He's trying to stay in contact with Leach and Jones. They've taken off up the road. Funslow's just enjoying cruising off into the sunset, saying, "Catch me if you can, boys." Oh, wait, you can't. And, yeah, that's all she wrote. Funslow's looking good for 4th win of the season. 10-second penalty for Aidan Luthwaite. 10-second penalty for Aidan Luthwaite. So that's going to drop him out of contention. Drop him back down around, actually behind Brett Barker as things currently stand. So that'll revert that situation quite nicely for Aidan Luthwaite. And it won't necessarily appease Brett Barker, but he'll feel as though justice has been served in that instance. So, yeah, going back to the Brookfield scenario, yeah, always a tough-fought championship, always a difficult scenario, but he can be very happy with the season he's put together. I mean, he's grabbed 1 race win, a swag of podiums, just results not going his way tonight to get him to 3rd in the title race, mate. But it's been, if nothing else, this will just put a bit of fire in the belly to come back and try and go one better next term.
You'd hope so, yeah. I mean, look, it's one of those ones where it's also like we've had pretty much the same format all season long, and then we get here to the final week and the option to go with the super sprint format and double the points that are on offer just based on race results. With the bonuses, it's not a perfect doubling versus a standard sprint round, but it does mean that, yeah, this tonight plays such a big role. I mean, you can still drop the round if things went sideways, but, well, when there's this much points on offer, it's unlikely that this is going to be a round you could afford to drop even with it being a chance. Sharpie's gone around last turn.
So Richard Brookfield comes through, Stephen Bull comes through. That actually helps Brookfield, but not as much as he would like, considering that Adam Funslow is so far ahead of him on the racetrack at the moment. Let's have a look at it again. And I guess the other thing as well, mate, and we talk about it all the time, right? You've got your regular full season contenders and competitors, and then you've got a couple of guys that are here just having a fang because it is Adelaide and because it's the final one of the term. Maybe the super sprinter lured them in as well, but I would say that Adelaide carried the brunt, the full extent of the carrot dangling that was required to get some bums in seats tonight as well. And it's not lost on anybody just how much those extra bums in seats can make and break championship campaigns.
Yeah, even with requirements around starting from the pits and that kind of stuff, it does change the nature of the game here in this final week of the racing too, indeed. So watch here for Stephen Ball get to the inside of Richard Brookfield. Has 3 wide in the background.
It is. Oh, Adam. Oh, they somehow got away with it. Harris not actually in this fight at the moment. He's got a 15-second invoice coming his way, but he's still trying to make a game of it down on the inside of Adam Lavis. On the outside is Brett Barker. He's going to follow Lavis through. They're going 8th and 9th. Barker's still trying to get his way up far enough through the field to secure the round honours. Because, as Dan said, even though it's only a 25-minute race, so 30 and 30 is the normal allocation, right? But that was for the 10 and 15-minute races tonight. This 25-minute race, normally worth 30, is worth 60. So this race alone is double points, making the round double points. And Brett Barker will be fully aware of that. He'd love a round win to finish the campaign. Oh, there goes Harris. His night's done. That just adds insult to injury. That car's wrecked. Forget about it. And he will be limping his way back to pit lane. And then copping the 15-second invoice on top of that as well. Sharpie enjoying a round on home turf and getting some good screen time tonight because he's had a solid run. Up on the outside is his teammate Adam Lavis. Not in the fight either. But they are fully aware that Brett Barker is. So Barker will be looking to make light work of these 2 Aussie racer entries as best he can down the back straight. That is Ryan Jones being passed by Guy Leach and Chapman looming large as well. So I'm still thinking 16. That's where the goalposts are landing for me at the moment, mate. Based on the 1 minute 33 time bracket there. 3 times, what are we saying, 16 is 48, but we lost a little bit of time on the opening lap, and it's not a clear-cut straight 1 minute 33.000. So all that carryover time, I think we are only going 16 laps here in this season finale. The feature is listed for 18 on your screens there, but I don't think we're getting that far.
Maybe a slightly optimistic lap time, because Funzo's
I'd rather an instance where we oversell it than undersell it and give iRacing some free time back, like we have done on a few occasions this season. And Heaney saw the irony of that earlier in the day. He saw the funny side of that. Jonathan Harris back out onto the racetrack as well, Dan, after being on pit lane for 3.68 seconds. Just enough time to get a fast repair. Hilton Boots parked up. Joe Baldwin's parked up. So 2 more retirements. That makes 4 and 15 still running. What you would like to think is the halfway mark, but we know is beyond that. 10 laps in on the streets of Adelaide.
And 10 laps in 15 minutes. So... Right. Yeah. Well, actually, interesting is, we're not quite finished this 10th lap, so I can't really say it that way. Is gap got awfully close between Jones and Leach once again, but no exchange of positions this time. The hairpin at turn 9, and the hassling continues though. And this is going to be one to watch here because Chapman's also now apparently decided, right, I don't need to be engaged in this one. Second is more than enough for me as Leach would like to find all the track he can, but the grass won't be helpful if he keeps pushing up wide.
And you know as well as I do, and this is why our heart is in our mouth every time someone puts 2 wheels in the grass. Some racetracks are savage, more so than others when it comes to how the car responds when it hits grass. Some of those grass patches are an absolute death sentence. I'm thinking places like Brands Hatch, for instance. But here, they haven't punished the boys yet.
There's been a couple of half kick-outs from a couple of drivers who have pushed the limits into that final turn in particular. But for now, we'll continue on without the grass claiming a major victim just yet.
Flag-to-flag sprint racing, it's been the cornerstone of this championship. We've loved it. We can only hope that you have as well, ladies and gentlemen. We're not sure what's in the entree slot on a Wednesday night next term. We're looking forward to finding out tomorrow night across Facebook and YouTube, the platforms of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club. And we will do the reveal. I'm reliably informed Adam was getting the graphics ready either tonight or tomorrow in order for us to be able to show you what's coming up, where, when, why and how from April 13 onwards through to June 19 when the term ends on the platforms of the GSRC. So not sure what's going to accompany the supercars on a Wednesday night, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any change to the staples. The Porsches on a Thursday, the supercars on a Wednesday, and the GTs on a Monday night. The only prerequisite I would have put in there, Dan, I was talking to another member about this earlier, or a guy that's yet to renew his subscription, and hello to Craig Bond, the boy from Gundy Guy. I said the only thing I would change at the moment is I'd get supercars out of that Wednesday night slot so that you don't have such a drop-off when there's an ASRG round on, right? But at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Continuity and consistency is key, and we can rely on the GSRC for that because, as we saw with Hungary, we still had 14 cars on the grid despite the Logitech G Pro Invitational Season Opener taking place at the same time.
And yeah, again, it's this whole the whole game, as it were, between drivers who are going to whether they're going to race here, and your cross club, cross league competition pools certainly are of merit. And I mean, I guess we haven't seen a ton of crossover yet between a series like Logitech V8 Pro Invitational and the GSRC here. But Ryan Jones, a couple of my guys, of course, Will Buchanan. This year, it's been great to see Will have a crack both in the qualifying series, or have a crack in the qualifying series. Part of it, I'm pretty sure he unfortunately didn't make it through to the main event. If he did, I'm very sorry if I'm getting my information completely wrong. But yeah. Nevertheless, yeah, there's still a place for people to drive here on a Wednesday night. That is very much true.
100%. And the only reason I suggested Friday night, A, because it's a broadcast night. We know that we normally steer clear of Tuesday night just to give all of our personnel, which is a skeletal unit at the moment, stick thin, a night off. But more than that, because of the promising numbers we've seen there this season through GTE, to still have 30 turning up this late in the season. I know it was Phillip Island, but that was fantastic last week. Aidan Luthwaite into the wall at the exit of turn 2 and the run to turn 3. And doesn't look to have done too much damage to the car. He rejoins in 7th position at the moment. Here we go, back to Ryan Jones. Guy Leach giving him the big hurry up, and so too is Sam Chapman. 3 to go at the line, I believe. I'll be very surprised if we get any more than 3 in. Minute 33, minute 34 last time round for Adam Funslow. So on those numbers alone, they only have to arrive back at the line after 20 minutes and 20 seconds. And that looks like what they're going to do. As Michael offers a nice little drive-by on Aidan. Out of the main straight we go. There's your 20-minute 20 marker. There's your 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. 3 more around. 16 laps the journey here in this feature race, and what a race it's been. So 7 for race 1, 10 for race 2, 17, and 16 for race number 3. Gives you 33 for the night, which isn't bad for an hour's worth of work on the platforms of the GSRC on the streets of Adelaide. Part of the iRacing universe that Greg Heaney's become very well acquainted with in the recent past, although that is not a moment he'd like to be seeing on replay. And his teammate Aidan Luthwaite has just jumped on the tow rope as well, so it's all hell's broken loose for the Whiskey Business Racing stable. And this will not be a small shunt. Here's Joel and Hanson pulling up down at turn 9.
Oh no!
Triple strip on the exit. How many times have you seen it? And Jonathan Harris at the same point of the racetrack. Wait for it. 3, 2, no. Straight on and into the wall. Straight on and into the wall. I thought he was going to go head on to another race car there.
Not the same chicane again.
Not the catch fence. because Aiden already found the catch fence. Oh, but over and gone. There it is. Got the tyre bundle. Aiden Luthwaite ends the night on his lid.
While that's been happening, one more replay.
Jonathan Harris
has not had much fun with this chicane complex either.
Aiden ended his practice run in the catch fence, right? So he's had an incident, he's ended up in the catch fence. And now he ends his race adjacent to the catch fence in the kitty litter on his lid. Couldn't have ended much worse for Aiden Luthwaite. 15th lap underway, I should say, ladies and gentlemen. 16 the journey here. And Stephen Bull moves up to the 6th spot. Maybe that will help Richard Brookfield up into 5th. And the fact that Brett Barker is still behind him in this race down in 7th on the back of that incident earlier, which will be a point of conjecture. There's no doubt about that. But right, at least it wasn't as deliberate as the Walkinshaw debacle here in December. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I did, and deliberately so. Funslow, Leach, Jones, Chapman, and Brookfield, the top 5. But yeah, no, I not that I've been the biggest watcher or viewer of real world supercars in the recent past, Yeaman, but unfortunately that whole Let's Be NASCAR concept that they conjured up last year, it was designed to end that way. And as someone who's had the pleasure of working in the same paddock, in the same category that Brock Feeney's been racing in the past, it's one of the very few moments where, as a Ford fan going way back, I actually felt sorry for a Holden driver. And I've known Chaz all the years as well, but I just didn't like the foul play that was involved in aiding Chaz's championship push. Irrespective of what happened after the fact, the early part of that race left a bad taste in the mouth. Adam Funslow leads by 2 seconds as we see the white flag will begin the final lap. Funslow, Jones has gone to 2nd on Leach. Chapman is back in 4th spot. We're watching Brookfield and Bull go toe-to-toe. 12 seconds behind that battle for 4th, 3rd and 2nd. And now here's Stephen Bull down the inside. Good recovery. Has not had the easiest night. Now he's in the top 5. Now he's been relegated because Brookfield gets him on the exit on the inside on the run to turn number 5. The run to 6. Still side by side they go. Brookfield around the outside holds on for the moment. Jones is holding on. Leach is there. Chapman's been gapped. Is this... Oh! Wowee! I was just about to say, is this all about to blow up? Here comes Chapman with a late lunge. Jonesy goes deep. Oh, he spogged it down on the exit. Leach is sideways. Here comes Chapman. Nobody wants to get 2nd. Adam Funslow is going to get his 4th win of the season, and in doing so, potentially wrap up 3rd of the championship. I don't think he's going to do enough to get 2nd because of Brett Barker's earlier results. Chapman down the inside of Leach to the final turn. Leach 2 wheels in the grass. Chapman to the inside. Gone! They're both gone! Are you kidding me? What the hell? Adam Funslow gets another feature race win in the merch.GSRC.com Legends Cup. Jones, Leach, Chapman, Brookfield, Bull, Barker, Lavis.
Whoa.
What the hell?
Brookfield holds
Bang.
on.
Leach goes across the line ahead of Chapman. But see, this is the thing. We probably need to see that one again. I don't think Chapman got help. I think Chapman's done that on his own, based on the first angle that I've seen. But I'm happy to be told otherwise. We will have another look at that in a moment. And Mark Heppel comes through to take 10th spot. Dale Sharp was 9th, by the way. Hanson, Harris, and Heaney will round out the finishes. Luthwaite, if he stayed in the server, would have got classified at 75%, and that will round out your finishes. Because 75% of 16 is 12, and he had almost completed lap 14 by the time he decided to exit stage right.
Oh, that's
and Jonathan Harris.
Or is that just a reflection of how he feels about tonight?
Beyond frustrated and showing his dissatisfaction with the way it's all played out. Yeah, absolutely. And who can blame him? Wrecked the car on the main straight, take it into the panel beaters, and that's it. And Chapman lighting it up because there it is, actually. There's the Shane Van Gisbergen-esque inspired celebration. Despite how it's finished here. Oh, it's twofold.
He's come off the back bumper of Ryan Jones, I'm pretty sure, from that angle.
He's given Jonesy a touch and rub. Yeah, here we go. So through on the inside. So there'll be a little bit of a tap there.
It's
side draft from Leach. Because Leach had two wheels in the grass. They were very, very close. But then it's because he's got into the back of Jones. That's what's tripped him up. But irrespective of that, there he is taking the checkered flag, Dan, and a very worthy merch.GSRC.inc Oz Legends Cup champion. Not sure race control will view it too favourably that he's doing burnouts on a live track whilst everybody's still coming across the line, but I don't think he cares at this point. Wow. Funslow, Jones, Leach, Chapman, Brookfield. Stephen Bull, who is here in Central Commentary to have a chat with us. We'll hear from him in a moment. Barker, Laver, Sharp and Heppel, the top 10. Hanson, Harris, Heaney round out the finishes. Luthwaite could get classified with some discretion from Adam Lavis at 75%, but you've usually got to stay in the server to meet the requirement there. And Greg Heaney's about to join us, and Jonathan Harris is about to join us, and hopefully the champion Sam Chapman will join us as well. So Vermilion Esport finally get on the board with a championship in Sam Chapman's name in 2026. Eli Donaldson, of course, doing the job for the stable the other night in GT3, and now Chapo finally getting the monkey off the back and getting back into victory lane and securing a season-long title to go with the two Australian Open World Nationals that he's won. I mean, he's won a lot in his time. He's also lost a lot as well. And it's been by bare margins, and it's usually been brought on by conflicting real-world commitments or him shooting himself in the foot by travelling or state elections or whatever the case may be. So Chapo didn't get a race win tonight, and we didn't see a clean sweep. Funslow gets his fourth. Barker, who hadn't, as far as I could ascertain, nabbed a race win until tonight, finally got the monkey off the back as well. But in the end, Dan Yeaman, Sam Chapman, too good, and the damage done early in the season. He had 6 wins in 5 rounds, and that double last week just put the icing on the cake. Yeah, it did, and critically, when it mattered there in race 2 to shore things up, and then race 3 to seal things up. More than enough done, despite the horror show that it looked like race 1 was threatening to be at one point. Indeed. Magnificent stuff. Right, so well done to Brett Barker. I'll be interested to see what it all means from a point standpoint at the as far as the round honours were concerned. Chapo is the champion, but I'll come to you in a moment. Stephen Bull, I cannot believe, I find it absolutely astonishing that you're in the thick of everything tonight with the spins and the crashes and the wall. And, I mean, you've certainly got your value for money in terms of exploring the real estate of the Adelaide Parkland Street Circuit. And somehow you still get 6th in that final race of the night, mate. Nice to have you in the booth.
Yeah, I don't know how I quite ended up so far at the end there, but just sort of wanted to come along as the ambassador for people who haven't given this car a go yet, and saw Greg Heaney's messages in regards to getting on board for the final night, and man, I regret not racing this thing sooner. This thing's just a little bucket of fun, and it was awesome battling all the way up and down. Like even when I found myself in a wall, well, that's just an excuse to come back and have a few more battles. Awesome fun. And more to the point as well, yes, you make a good point. If you haven't given this car a go, absolutely. 2, you've just seen a replay of Aidan Luthwaite doing his best gymnastics work, and not for the first time tonight, thanks to Greg Heaney for the intel on that. But the funny thing about that is, if he had actually landed that on all fours and not on its roof, you would have given him a perfect 10. It cartwheeled and pirouetted absolutely beautifully, but unfortunately he botched the landing and landed on his lid and had to get on the tow rope. Stephen, also well done, mate, on the dominant performance. We didn't get a chance to chat to you on Saturday when the broadcast wrapped up, but well done on the dominant performance in wrapping up the GTE series as well.
Yeah, cheers. It's been a good run. I didn't think I could stay consistent for so long and, not have any mishaps. But I'm not sure if you guys are keeping an eye on the timing on that race, but I was absolutely not the quickest on track.
No.
I was just lucky that everyone else, had some off tracks and all that. So another one in the books, and hopefully we'll do Le Mans again. But heavy in the preparation for Sebring at the moment, so minimal going ahead for Le Mans. We'll just turn up and see.
Tuck it and see. Yep, I like it. Okay, so obviously you're here to sell this car to the club members that haven't yet given it a go. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
Absolutely a handful the whole way, and that's sort of what initially turned me off the car. Is just I didn't think I could get up to grips with it 10 minutes before a session, but that's sort of just what I went for tonight, and that sort of ended up being the quality that I really liked about the car. Just power sliding it out of every corner, and it drifts through the kink every time. It was just great fun in that regard. And I normally don't drive cars where you need to lift a shift. GTPs, your formulas, and that you just flat the whole way. And sort of learning that technique just kept you on it the whole way.
And conversely, you don't necessarily have to sell GTE to anybody, because the numbers there have been extraordinary this season. I mean, 30 on the grid in week 9, that's unheard of on a Friday night. Yeah,
it was a massive turnout, and I'm a little surprised with the rain forecast. I'm not sure if everyone saw that, because we've had a lot of rain, and people are saying, I'm done with the rain, and we all showed up for it. So yeah, that was awesome to see. I hope we see it again next season. I'm enjoying it, and I want an opportunity to change up, try another car.
I've got 20 minutes here before the supercars are lining up on the grid, mate. Sebring preparation, tell us more about that, because obviously we haven't seen you in the GT3s of late, but obviously Sunday you've got the world's your oyster with regards to Sebring, because there's a few different classes at your disposal in terms of what you can select, what you can run. Give us the lay of the land. How's the prep going, and what are you running?
Yeah, hypercar every time. We're going to be in the Beamer this time round. Early stint heat's going to be an issue, and we wanted to run the Caddy, but we just can't get the tyres to last. And we're just thinking about how that plays into strategy, whether or not you really want to run a full stint at the start, or if you want to keep your tyres a little more fresh. So that's the car and the setup's all done. It's just figuring out the strategy of it.
Indeed. And I won't hold you too much longer, mate, because obviously there's not too much to pick apart with regards to tonight, except to say good recovery there in the third race, and a good little battle towards the end there with Richard Brookfield, who was in podium contention in this championship going into tonight as well. Next term, what does it look like for Stephen Bull? Where's he going to pop up and have a steer with us on the platforms of the GSRC, please?
New job, so I'm not sure how that's going to impact my time at the end of the day. I'm a little 50-50 for the first time slot, but just going to be looking to see what's in the second time slot. Hopefully we get GTE again. I'll probably be running anything open wheeler. Had that one round of the Super Formula Lights. That was good fun. I know I said I'd show up for Sebring, but kind of forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm keen to get back on the open wheelers.
You did indeed, and I didn't even notice, quite frankly. There's that much going on Friday night. I plain forgot about that. Well done, mate. Great to have you pop by the booth. We wish you all the best for Sebring. Enjoy the break that follows that, hopefully, and also good luck with Le Mans on Friday night. Banksy and Baldwin have got that one covered for us. Greg Heaney answering the question that's popped up in the YouTube thread. And I had to blink and look twice and make sure that I was reading that handle correctly, because my first impressions were that it was saying something else, but no, it wasn't. High cut, just to be specific and very clear on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen, before I let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank, please?
Just the club as always. Showing up, having a good race there. I think I've battled almost everyone on the grid. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came around.
V8s will be on shortly. Top of the hour, 9 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock in New Zealand, and 6 o'clock on the West Coast, those of you that don't fit the bill there. So the sleepy state of Queensland and Central Australia, do your own mathematics based on that. Stephen, thank you, mate. Go well. Enjoy the break.
Thanks, guys.
To Jonathan Harris, interesting sort of night. A penalty, a written-off car, and then just showing your dissatisfaction with the way it all played out by wrecking it properly on the run across the start-finish line.
No, it was the most fun I've had, to be honest.
Hey, it was a good charge through the field, and while it lasted, though.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward. So I was bump drafting Lavers down the front straight, and he kind of checked up a bit more through the chicane than I thought he would, and I just caught the back of him and got thrown straight into the wall, so that was that.
Jonesy, thank you for the intel there, by the way. I was trying to work out who the bloody hell had won the round, considering that Brett had won the first two races and then obviously had dropped down the order in the third. I was trying to crunch the numbers and do the mental arithmetic, but Adam Lavis will crunch those numbers for us after the Supercar race, mates. So stand by for precise confirmation on that one. I can't tell you one way or another at the moment. Continuing with Jonathan Harris here. For the hang on, help me out here, John. I'm just trying to find where you are on my leaderboard, mate. There you are.
Scroll
75 Sim Sport. 75 Sim Sport. That's the only bit of intel I was trying to align with you. How's everything going in that stable? And like we just heard from Stephen Bull, what are your initial impressions on this race car, and would you come and have a steer in it more often if time permitted?
Absolutely, I would. I think this is one of the best cars on the service, and I think that's something most people can agree on, to be honest.
It's very rare that you get more than 50% agreement on anything. You know that, right?
Yeah, but come on, we can agree on something.
Absolutely we can. No, they put up a great show. The main thing is, mate, I guess you had fun, but disappointing not to turn that pace you had into a result, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I had the pace, so that's better than nothing, I guess, but I would have liked the result, but I'm not in the championship anyway, so I won't lose sleep over it.
No, that's exactly right. Are you lining up in the Supercar a little bit later on?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So a very quiet rest of the night for you then?
Yeah, I'll watch the Supercars and see what happens, I guess.
We'll look forward to your insights from the comment section, mate. What about the rest of the week? What does it look like?
It's going to be a busy one, isn't it? We've got Porsche Cup tomorrow night, GTE Friday night, doing 2 Sebring 12 hours on the weekend, and then I'll be back to practice for the World Rallycross Championship next week.
You are a sucker for punishment doing 2 Sebrings. How does that happen, please? How do you get double booked?
Got nothing better to do.
I'll pay that. I'm right there with you. I'll be curled up on the lounge this weekend watching Formula One and the smorgasbord of other sport that's taking place. Well done, mate. Great to catch up with you. Appreciate that. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Just the boys back at 75 Sim Sports for all the work they do behind the scenes.
Very nicely done, and looking forward to catching up with you more regularly as the season goes on, mate. Well done on that. Thanks for the entertainment tonight. Unfortunately, the 15-second penalty ended up being null and void because of the extra incidents it ended up in. Unfortunate that hang on, here we go. Nez Sim Racing, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Okay, copy. I'm not sure I'm getting the context of that one at the moment. Someone might be able to interpret that for me. I need a translator from SBS. John, the thing I was going to say with you, mate, is with regards to that incident with Matt Schmicke, unfortunate, and that's racing, isn't it?
That was a bit silly on my part. I didn't have let him get there. I was a bit hesitant on moving over, and then I just moved over too late. I thought he was further to the right, but he just wasn't.
So no appealing the penalty from Jonathan Harris. You've just heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. A bit silly on his part. Great to catch up with you, mate. All the best for the 2-week break, and look forward to having you jump in here and go racing with us again in Term 4, and good luck with what's left for this week as well. Term 2, I should say, not Term 4. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Someone help me. Tomorrow is night 4. I think that's what I was more thinking of. Chapman. Let's go to... geez, he's having a good week, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He's still smiling like a Cheshire cat after the result of the weekend in the political world. And now he's come out on home turf. Didn't nab a race win tonight, but didn't need to, Chapo, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice going in and not knowing you don't need to win. I got a slight fright and was doing some maths after I saw Brett had won the first 2 races and went, if he's 0x'd these and got the fastest lap, I might need to finish this one. But yeah, no, it was good. I once again, I've still had a fair bit on this week and got home with 4 minutes left of qualifying and bottled my one and only lap. So yeah, it was a fair way back. I mean, it's nice to see everyone come out for the final race. I've never had the possibility of being so far back in a Legends field. Yeah, good to see that on round 10 of the season, everyone goes, oh yeah, it's a really good car. So yeah, where were you all season, guys?
Well, I'm going to bring in our Vice President, Greg Heaney, in at this particular point in time, because I think we have to thank Greg collectively, for recruiting the troops, but also I think there's something to be said about, like Bathurst, like Phillip Island, it draws them in, dangles the carrot just enough to entice them, Greg. Yeah,
it certainly does. But I also want to thank Chapo for scaring the absolute crap out of me going into to turn 1 3 wide, and I'm like, I don't want to be here.
What race was that? I've seen it.
I think it was race 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. 3 wide into turn 8. What were you actually thinking, boy?
No, it was turn 1, not 8.
No. Chapo was 3 wide into turn 8 at one point and ended up in the wall as a result. What was going on there?
Well, there's enough room there, isn't there?
Well,
apparently not.
It depends how much talent everyone has, but which clearly we were lacking. So, yeah, I was probably optimistic, to be fair, but yeah, like I did have the benefit tonight that I knew that I had a big buffer, and that, provided it didn't go like completely horribly, that I should be okay. So I just went, well, I've only just gotten home. I haven't done many laps. Let's just run about as quickly as we can, and if it's legal and it's not going to taste someone out, we'll go for it. So yeah, tried that, and yeah, didn't end perfectly, to be fair, but
no.
But it keeps it interesting. It's a bit of fun starting today.
It didn't end perfectly at all, because the rear bumper bar of Ryan Jones's car has still got a lick of red on it, thanks to you on the final corner of the final lap of the final race.
Yeah, that wasn't my best work, I'd have to say. But yeah, we came in a little bit hot, and I probably didn't expect him just to check up quite as much as at that apex, which is, an indictment on me, if anything, because that is a very slow apex. But yeah, that was, we all finished in the same order. I was very happy to give that spot back. It was an optimistic dive on the final turn, I would have to say.
Yeah, but at the same time, as they say in the classics, lick the stamp and send it. Win it or bin it. In saying that, though, mate, let's touch on a couple of things very quickly here, because we're fast running out of time, and I still want to get Greg's thoughts on his teammates' gymnastics work. The hallmark of this championship, we've spoken before about you losing championships through real-world commitments or booking yourself holidays that interrupt your racing commitments and all that sort of crap. Thankfully, the one term where things could have particularly interfered and got out of hand for you and plagued your progress didn't. And I'm talking, of course, about the SA state election. But really, the heavy lifting was done in the early half of the season. 6 wins in the first 5 rounds. That really set it up for you. And then you got lucky in many respects with the 2 results that went your way, the win falling into your lap in the run to the line out the final corner at the Hungaro ring in both races last week. You wouldn't have been able to believe that. But that really was the icing on the cake that set this one up as a cruisy sort of night for you. You didn't have to worry too much about the math of it.
Yeah, I was obviously very happy after the Hungaro win ring last week. I could not believe, that second one. That was just a gift. So yeah, was lucky there, and that was. I mean, it was a really good race. I'd had problems all right. I mean, you saw me go left on the first race, and that's because I was doing donuts at the end of qualifying and didn't straighten up my wheel. So it's, well,
I wonder what the hell that was. I wonder what was going on there.
Yeah, note to self. We'll try not to do that again. And then the second race, I was driving so vigorously that my the base of my headset fell off the sim rig and cut out all my sound. So I'm going. So you would have seen a flash on and off screen. I'm going. Oh god, I can't hear anything. And these cars are all sort of, how much of the wheels squeaking and all that sort of thing as well. Yeah. So I'm on the main straight trying to find the thing and plug it back in. Oh. Yeah, really good. Some seriously good driving there. And
of course, not long after that, just to give context to the audience at home, on screen here, you saw the checkered flag, and then did your best Gizzy impersonation, mate?
Yes, yeah. He overtook me in NASCAR last night, so I thought, well, why not? We'll give a bit of an impression on the Adelaide street circuit on the home ground. So yes, I still remain winless, but no, it is good to be here. It is funny because I was rushing home to get here on time via these exact streets. So exactly. Now the van handles slightly differently, but nevertheless, you got to say that's a bit of an advantage.
The irony, I absolutely love it. Really, you should just rent out a space there on site and just power everything up and run from the circuit next time we go racing there on the platforms of the GSRC. Chapo, what's next for you, please? Obviously, Porsche Invitational starts next week. And now it makes sense, having seen those Hungaroring races today, now it makes sense why you're in my inbox at 8:40 last Wednesday night saying, where the hell's the broadcast? When I'm over commentating the Logitech Pro Invitational because Rankin fell crook and Yeaman wasn't here because of work commitments and Lavis wasn't here because of family commitments. So it was just all the right ingredients. The one night you wanted to be on broadcast, you weren't.
Yeah, I know, and I've been looking all week. I'm like, where is it? This guy's lying to me. What a dickhead. But no.
There are children watching.
So sorry, children. But no. This afternoon I see it start while I'm driving. I go, oh, okay, it's live. Well, great if I could watch that. Can't. So I'm yet to finish it, but I'm sure it was a bit of fun to watch.
Have a listen to him. Next week, talk me through it. What does it look like in the preparation for the Porsche Opener, please? Yeah, well, the boys are in my ear to get some laps in. I mean, bloody Lewis has done 140 odd already. I'm on a prime 0, so I'm going to have to get out on track at some point. But as you can imagine, there is a fair bit of other things happening this week as well. So maybe more of a weekend job. We'll see, and we'll see if we can get up to pace. All our guys seem to be running a pretty good and consistent pace. So hopefully I can at least copy them, and we can get to a point where we're fighting, somewhere near the front. Obviously that's going to be very difficult. It's a really good field, but they're good cars, and it should be a good event. I'm looking forward to it. Sprint racing now too instead, which correct.
I've got mixed opinions on because it means no pit stop. But sprint racing is a bit of fun, so I'll pay it.
Yep, 100% it is. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. For those of you just tuning in, approaching 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, and 11 o'clock in New Zealand. We're going to leave the holding screen there because we're switching quickly between servers. Same circuit, different server. Supercars coming your way, top of the hour, and appreciate that. And good luck to our ASRG colleagues as well, because they're launching their Sprint Car Series Invitational tonight as well, same time as we're running the Supercar season finale. They're going all in on Wednesday nights this season of the Australian Sim Racing Group. Thank you, Chapo. Anyone you want to thank?
Oh, no, well, thanks you guys for putting on the broadcast this season. Of course, the club as a whole. Everyone we raced with this season, a bunch of fun. Disappointing we didn't have, more people come out, because these cars are great fun to race. And, being a bit tougher than some other sort of similar speed vehicles like the Vs and that sort of thing, it means that, you can race pretty hard and, it's a great amount of fun. So, and as well, of course, thanks to the team, Vermilion Esports and Hymo Setups, Lewis Greathead Online Coaching, Ben Fulton Media, Pacewell Fund and 27 Designs, all their sponsors that go into this. Obviously, they're not out there racing with me tonight, and it's a fixed setup, so I don't get too many Hymo setups for these, unfortunately. But they help us so much in other series. So, yeah, thanks, guys.
But on your Chabo, well done, mate. A nice little addition to the portfolio of achievements you've racked up over 6 years here on the platforms of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club, mate, and long may that continue. I'll hopefully catch up with you in the Porsche next Wednesday night.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks, mate.
There he is, Sam Chapman. He's part of a very, very solid, credentialed 45-car field for that Porsche Pro Invitational, which gets underway next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on the SimSpeed Esports Network platforms. And, of course, that's why the Australian Open World Nationals is on Tuesday night, and we'll see Chapo there as well. Can he go 3-time Australian Open World National champion? Greg Heaney, good evening to you. Jumping in the supercar or not?
No. I'm going to leave the boys in the supercars to have their fun around Adelaide. I think I've turned enough Adelaide laps for the first 4 months of the year.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that. You might have eventually finally got sick of it.
No, it's a good track. I want to apologise to anybody that had to try and avoid me at the start of race 3 tonight. I know I was stationary on track because my VR decided to say, I can't find where you are anymore, and went to pass-through mode. I'm like, oh, God. Just absolutely bury the brakes and stop the car and get it to reset itself so I could actually continue driving.
I did that too, but it was a skill issue for me.
Hang on a moment here, boys. Just 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 28 cars about to line up on the supercar grid. How good's this?
Nice.
Good little turnout for the last one of the term. How good? Hey, Greg, yeah, that's really unfortunate when that happens, isn't it? Like, just to go blind as a bat and not know where you're at and where you're going to pop up.
Oh, look, I was in the middle of attempting to get past somebody as well, and I'm like, hang on, it's paused, bury the brake, and just hope that I don't hit anything. And then I didn't know what was behind. I didn't know who or how many cars were behind me, and by the time I get it reset and going again, I'm stationary, still where I stopped, in the middle of the road at turn 9. Thankfully, it's a small car, and there's plenty of real estate to go around me.
Very lucky indeed. In saying that, though, quick summary of the rest of the night and how you found that, please.
Oh, look, the cars are fantastic to drive. Again, echoing Stephen's thoughts, they're just an absolute ball of fun. It's a go-kart with doors and a little bit more grunt. And, yeah, I mean, it's good to see that everybody came out on request for the last race. And similar to Chapo, we'll take a leaf out of, who was it? Lindsay's book. Where the bloody hell are you? Or in this case, were you? For the rest of it being that we did have some smaller grids, but look, I mean, all in all, it was a good series. Happy to see that it was a good run, and even with the smaller grids, we still had battles and stuff going on, and obviously echoed with the replay stream from last week earlier today with the very, very close finish in one of those races.
Rocky Capel at the end of qualifying just sends the orbit drop there, Motorsport entry into orbit.
Yeah, if you hit the tyre bundle wrong, you'll end up in the catch fence outside turn 2.
As Aidan Luthwaite found out.
Yes, yeah. I did see the replay of him cartwheeling it across the sand pit. I don't think he actually made it far enough to catch the fence, but
no. Oh dear. Do you want to sit in here with us for a few minutes, Greg, and watch this race get underway? Because I know you are the series organizer of the supercars, with thanks to Trophi.AI on the platforms of the GSRC.
Yeah, I can sit in here for a little bit. I will switch headsets, so I can actually take my VR off, so I can actually go put my normal headset on. So,
good man. I'll let you do that. I'll run you through some information here, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to rock and roll. Sam Cullen, first time on a direct drive wheel tonight. And first time on the Adelaide Street Circuit on the platforms of the GSRC as well. 3.21 kilometres. Server 2:15 local server time, 23 km/h winds in a southerly direction, how appropriate. 22 degrees the ambient, 38 on track, partly cloudy conditions, but so far it's dry and no rain inside. I think we all saw enough of that last week. Grid, we'll get back to the championship points in just a moment. I'll paint that picture for you. Blacklock Broad front row, Capel Buchanan second row, Marsh Tzickas third row, Page Douglas fourth row. We're watching Page, we're watching Douglas with regards to the championship tonight. It's between those two. Sam Cullen, Johnny Bannock make up the top 10. Tim Nicol, Trent Allen, Oscar Haynes, Ryan Barber, Andy Barber, the best of the Dev Split boys. Then you go back to Nathan Michael, Kurt Normanson, Daniel Snedden, Adam Lavis, Bobby Camo, Dale Sharp, Mark Heppel, Jake Cowman, Jet Murray, Adam Hayne, Simon Mesamo, Craig Schultz, and Jonathan Harris. Making up the order here. 60 minutes the journey, 2 compulsory pit stops, and it's not reflecting on my timing screen at the moment, but it should show on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, that we do have the breakdown of who's who in the zoo as far as the elite and the Dev Split is concerned. And we are ready to fire on the streets of Adelaide. So 2 compulsory pit stops. They're starting with 40% fuel. That's where the tank is capped at. And 60 minutes the journey. Douglas leads this championship by 39 points coming into tonight from Luke Page, who's got 15 on Jake Slade, but Slade not on the grid, and reasons for that I'll delve into as we go when we get a chance to have a look at the Revolution E-Racing squad. And stay tuned with us post-race, because we touched on it earlier in the day. There's more to that, and that'll be dealt with post-race. The 15th and final one of the term is underway. Racing on the streets of Adelaide. Beautiful start, Sam Blacklock. Buchanan tucked in behind. Did everybody make it safely through the first corner or not? Hold your breath.
Looks like Oscar Haynes has a flag. No, that's a disqualification flag.
It is. Yeah, actually, you're right. He was on the grid too. So that's, I don't know what's going on there. Instant disqualification. Like, Haynes is out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Nathan might have been caught up through the turn 1 chicane. Looks like Bobby Camo may have also been caught out by that. And he also Craig Schultz.
Onto the back straight we go for the first time. There's the entry of Daniel Snedden. Good to see him back on the grid. Again, the Revolution E-Racing boys, with thanks to AITX, they are running a unique livery tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll explain that shortly. And this was a problem for us earlier in the day, Daniel Yeaman. I've still got no bloody idea why. Every time we jump into a Supercar server today, it thinks we're in caution mode.
Oh, indeed. I didn't even spot that, because I was like, yeah, I'm worried about other things.
Yep, exactly. And it's still in caution. Well, it is what it is. We'll sort it out. We'll make it work.
And an update on the question about Oscar Haynes' disqualification. That has come through from race control off the grid. Now, I did see a note in the Discord server as we were sort of in between sessions. So that's Tyson Broad with the slowdown. He's one of 5 here on lap 2. Trent Allen, Luke Page. Also got to clear their slowdowns. Look at them here, just crawling up the staircase along with Ryan Barber and Kurt Normanson.
Luke Page is in trouble. He's just gone off track briefly. There he is, rejoining now.
He may have had to help there because there was a couple of cars. I think they were all trying to clear some slowdowns before you get out of the staircase. So.
And Jace Douglas had a blinder at the start up backwards. 4 spots and round the backwards is Sam Cullen.
Car sideways.
Daniel Snedden's also backwards, but that is Sam Cullen, who was the early front runner. Wowee.
At least he managed to keep it off the wall.
That's right. 3 wide, boys. Gather it up. Here we go. Hold your breath. Barber getting a little bit of help through the corner from Simon Mesmo. Good to see him back on the grid. That's what Yeats meant. Simon Mesmo is back in the house for 9.5 SimSport. They love their Supercars racing over there at 9.5. And here is Barber down the inside of Sharp for 15th. A question will be, where's the overlap, where's the crossover, and how early can you get in to complete the second stop and get home? There might be something to be said about the idea of lap traffic and or getting out of the way of the traffic and the congestion out there. Dan, I'm not sure we got to finish the point about Oscar Haynes.
So I was just seeing in between sessions tonight whether it came up for... No, in fact, it was posted by Travis at the party about half an hour ago now. Another reminder on the rules of racing here in the GSRC. If you haven't raced in a particular series prior to this weekend, last week as well, and he's elevated it to basically, if you rock up without having raced this season, you qualify and then you take your starting place on the grid. Our race control volunteers have been given the authorization to enact disqualification. So that would be the likely cause of Oscar Haynes being DQ'd right off the start of this race.
Copy that. This was his first race of the season. Yeah, that's just going to be coming through now as clarification as well. Qualified and gridded rule is that the last 2 rounds new drivers must start rear of grid or pit lane if they set a quality time. I would argue that he was rear of grid being 26th, the last one on the circuit, but at the same time I get where you're coming from. Yep, no, all good.
Well, it's going to depend. If he did set a quality time, just for clarification on it as well, if he did set a quality time and it's slow enough that it puts him at the back of the grid, their drivers are more than welcome to start on the grid. However, if the driver sets a quality time and it puts him up in amongst the mix and up near the front of everything, well then, sorry mate, you've got to start in the lane. If you do take your position on the grid, that's where Trav has...
and that looks like what's gone on there because it's showing minus 13 on my leaderboard.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So there's a bit more to unravel there with regards to that, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll do so a little bit later. 5 minutes gone just like that, boys. How do you like it, hey? I'm 121.560. The best lap so far by Sam Blacklock. Will be Cannon, the only one faster on the racetrack, and that 121.470.
How sharp wipes the wall coming out of turn 8. He's not going to want to do that too many times.
And under pressure from his teammate Adam Lavis. We mentioned it earlier in the day, folks. One of the guys that was in contention for a podium in the championship, Jake Slade from the Revolution E-Racing stable. He messaged me this morning, so I've had a heads up on this right throughout the day. Lost a work colleague mate of his to suicide. His funeral is tomorrow. As a result of that, Slady's not been able to get on the grid tonight because obviously they've had to carry some of tomorrow's workload over into today and push some back to Friday. You know the drill. If you work in business, you've always got to compensate the time off somewhere else and accommodate it. Dad always says to me, Greg, I take 1 day off, I'm a week behind, and I understand now as a 35-year-old adult wheeling and dealing in business exactly what he means by that. But it's because of that. It's a tribute to Jake's mate as to why the boys are running that distinctly black and yellow livery this evening. Not just to pay tribute, but to also make the point, raise awareness, alert everybody to the Black Dog Institute and the great work that they're trying to do in, overturning the stigma and the statistics surrounding men's mental health and the casualty rate attached to it. It's not good. I lost a mate to suicide last year, so I know we're in sort of murky, dark, morbid territory where we're talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, that's the whole reason the boys are running a tribute livery tonight. Beyond Blue, Lifeline, Black Dog Institute, they're all there. But the onus is on you, the person that's going through the hard time, to pick up the phone and actually start that conversation. Because they can only do so much. And I feel every time I hear a story regarding someone losing their battle with a black dog, Greg, I feel like we're all losing the battle collectively. But it doesn't stop us from continuing to mention it, send the message, remind people that those outlets are there, waiting to aid, assist and help in any which way they can. I'm not saying they're going to cure every case in the country, but they could go a long way to overturning what is a horrible statistic at the moment. And at the end of this race, as a way of paying tribute to Jake's mate and to Jake, his team, the AOTX Revolution E-Racing boys will lead a closing lap of honour, which you will view here on the platforms of the Gentlemen's Sim Racing Club in stone silence, because we're just going to shut up and let the on-track picture do the talking, a bit like the ABC in America did when they had that awful incident that took the life of Dan Weldon at Las Vegas Motor Speedway back in 2011. So to give you some context as to all of that, if you missed our broadcast earlier today, we did mention it there as well. But that's why Jake's not on the grid to finish off the season to try and secure a podium finish. That's why the boys are running a distinctly different livery to usual, and it's a tough topic to talk about, Greg, but we've got to do it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, myself and all the guys over at WBR as well, we feel for Jake and the guys at RER. We're good mates with them, and so our thoughts and everything are with the guys as well. But yeah, they've obviously got the yellow on the cars for the Are You OK? Running the yellow ribbons on the wings and so forth like that. For our cars, we've got the suicide awareness ribbon shown on just behind the door in front of the rear wheel arch on our cars, and a few other. I think we've also got mental health awareness, so I'd have to double check if I've got that on our cars. On this one, I know we've got it on most of the other ones, but yeah. So yeah, it's definitely something that if you're not feeling the best, talk to somebody about it, and it's all the better for everybody. The other one we are running on our one on the front is November as well.
Yes.
So we've got that on the front of our cars on the front left and right corner. So I think it's a little bit hard to see with the spec map I've put on the car, but it is there.
Bradley Ratu, I missed it. Yes, you missed the start line. Is that what you're saying, mate? You missed joining in the fun of the fair tonight. You can at least sit there and cheer on your Logitech G or drop their Motorsport teammates for the balance of the night. Good to have you in the house, though. And well done on the hard charging last week as well in the Logitech G Pro Invitational season opener at the Sebring International Raceway. Here's Will Buchanan giving Sam Blacklock the hurry up and under pressure from Lachlan Capel at the moment. So Blacklock's checked out, 2.9 to the good. Buchanan, Capel well clear of Broad. Douglas doing everything he needs to do at the moment. He's only going to worry about Luke Page, of course, who's slipped down to 13th. So all the ingredients are there for Jace Douglas to scrape home tonight. And well done to Tom Wilkinson for the words there as well. And we send out on our
jump in the pit lane. I'll be back in a tick.
Right, mate. Go for it. Good luck. And we send our best well wishes and thoughts and prayers and condolences to Jake and his colleagues, his friends, and everybody else that's doing it tough attached to that casualty this week as well. Trying to find the right words at a time like this can be challenging. And to further what Greg was saying, as you can see the words "Are you okay?" on the side of those race cars at the moment. We mentioned it back in September. That's the time of the year where it's at the forefront of prominence and discussion. Alex Tzikis in trouble down at the run into turn 4, is it? No. 5. A little bit further up the road. Here's the replay. So we got through 4 okay, but obviously didn't get to 5. He's had the moment between. Righto. Interesting one. But yeah, it's an important discussion to have. I mean, obviously it comes to the 4 in September because that's when the big push is on with Are You OK Day, etc., etc. But yeah, it's a conversation that we probably need to have more often, especially given the strain and stress of the current environment in which we live. Cost of living crunches, uncertainty around so many different aspects of life. It's probably a good thing that we have the discussion more often, and it's sad that we wait until times like this to actually have it. Johnny Bannock on screen there at the moment. I'm looking forward to having, I don't know how much of it you might have heard, Dan Yeaman, but Bannock jumped in the commentary box last week to play Neil Crompton, essentially. But his insight in the Porsche race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife were fantastic. I told him he's welcome back any time, and you'd be aware of his presence because we have been talking the broadcast executive at least, the crew, Lavis, Schmidtke, you, me, etc. We've been trying to work out what we've got to do to recruit some more bums in seats in the commentary position just to try and lighten the load, particularly of Adam Lavis, who's done a fair bit of overtime this term, and I guess I've done a little bit of overtime compared to my normal workload with the GSRC as well. Here's Johnny Bannock under pressure from Terry Marsh. Oh, this is an interesting situation because Bannock's just let Marsh go through. Marsh, of course, leading, if you don't mind, the development split right now. And looking good for the championship there as well. I agree with... oh, thank you. Right, so that makes sense now, because I couldn't work out whose bloody handle it was earlier. That's Andrew Neal's handle. Andrew Mimzo, or Mim50. Yeah, interesting one. You'll have to explain what that dash M1M50 means at some point, Nearly, but that's Andrew Neal. I hope he joins us in the booth tomorrow night as well. Certainly make our job a little bit easier. Plus, it's Porsches around Phillip Island, which will be bloody frantic, but well worth the price of admission, well worth turning up. Oh, Adam Hayne with a moment, going through 2 and 3, scrapes the wall on the exit of 3, now vulnerable to Greg Heaney's teammate, who's back in the booth with us now, Luke Page. But yeah, no, Bannock was fantastic last week. We are on the recruitment at the moment, trying to find a few more people because we are stick thin, the broadcast crew right now. And Bannock's put his hand up and said, look, I'm not sure I'm a lead or a play-by-play, but happy to jump in and have a chat when needed. And he was brilliant last week.
Yeah, it is good to be getting more people that are interested to sit in here and have a chat. And,
Jake Slade's just jumped into the chat thread, so that goes to show you how close he was to being able to get on the grid himself. We weren't sure if we knew that he was probably not going to make it. Then it came through that it was an outside chance to make it, and unfortunately he's missed the boat by about 20 minutes.
Which is unfortunate for Jake. Yeah, as you're saying, Zach, yeah, it is good that we're getting more people into the booth and to do some commentary. And as you say, if they're unsure if they're a lead or a play-by-play or just to throw some comments in here or there with another co-commentator, I mean, the more the merrier, to be honest. And then you would just have to get some more guys on the buttons to jump in when needed, if needed. And I'm running a few short. So if you're interested, hit us up, and either myself or Adam Maverick, probably Adam, because he's the one. As Adam comes into the lane.
And having trouble finding his pit box by the looks of this, and a black flag. What the hell's going on here?
I reckon he's hit the line a little bit quickly.
Let's have a look. You won't be happy about this either, Adam.
Being it's Adelaide, it's only a 40k limit too.
Let's have a look. Round into pit lane. I don't know what's triggered that. Bradley Radu enjoying a glass of milk.
when is he never? When is he ever?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
I don't think he was on limiter.
No.
Adam was at 44 kilometres an hour halfway down the lane. I reckon he might not have triggered his limiter.
Copy. So that's a very costly hole for him, 40 odd seconds so far. Sam Cullen's out of business, has been on the pit road for 9:16 already. That's 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Tim Nicol now jumps into pit lane. Remember, 2 pit stops tonight, folks. We're at the 17-minute mark. So arguably we're in that window to complete the first pit stop. You just don't want to sell yourself short on time to come in for the second. To go back to the point there, the more the merrier. As long as it doesn't result in Dan Yeoman or I taking a pay cut, Greg, I agree with you. I concur.
If we can get some more sponsors on board, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. I'm sure we would be able to maintain the current pay rate for you guys.
And if you want to get involved as a sponsor on that note, I feel as though I'm now obliged to do the plug. Get in contact with our crew, Greg or Adam, of course, via race.tgsrci.com. The Contact Us tab on the website will get you in touch with one of the relevant committee members who can set that up. And then, like the great people scrolling across the top and bottom of your screen, usually during the broadcast, there it is, Trophi.AI, top left. You too will be part of that ticker, that scroll at the top and bottom of the screen. And of course, a big thanks to Trophi.AI for their support of the Supercars for the umpteenth season. Also, merch.tgsrci.com/graphics, waste options, and disruptive labs. Great to have them all on board. Term 1, 2026. We picked up Will Buchanan. Actually, to be fair, I know the reason for it, but and all credit to them. There's Logitech and Logitech G, the orbit drop their motorsport entry of Lachlan Capel. Riding on board with him now. Can he set up a move and get by Will Buchanan at the end of the back straight, already illustrating just how difficult overtaking is to execute around here, ladies and gentlemen. And they're already 2.5 seconds behind Sam Blacklock. One thing is, I like the orbit drop their livery, the fact that they haven't really changed that except taken some stickers out, to put some new logos on, etc., right? We're fully aware of the situation, and I want to respect that. But I'm going to go out on a limb here, and the boys might not agree with me, but I actually like that colour scheme more than their usual, the AITX Revolutionary Racing. That is a strikingly good livery, despite the circumstances.
Yeah, I do like the contrast. Like, don't get me wrong, the blue and white livery that I'm pretty sure Greg did himself.
Yeah.
Does look really good, and particularly when he had the two alternating liveries for the supercar. So he had one for the primary livery for the elite split drivers, and
yes, I remember
the more retro-esque livery for the dev split boys. So the great work that he's done over there. But yes, I very much like the dark contrast livery. I think maybe a little bit more on the white would probably cut through it just a touch with his branding. But no, it still looks good.
Well, we have to compensate for the lack of yellow being shown on the grid these days. Oh no, trouble in the wall! In the wall behind Tyson Broad. Is that a lapped car?
It is.
Or it's Kurt Nommensen? It is Kurt Nommensen. Now, Nommensen said earlier in the day that if he didn't run out of driving talent, he'd come and have a chat with us in the commentary box at the end of the night. Unfortunately, we might see him early if he does another hit like this. He's going to need a fast repair.
And I'm pretty sure that was an orbit bumper sitting on the side of the last corner.
Oh, that's...
Wow.
Wow.
What's happened with this one?
I think somebody maybe hit the brakes where they may not have needed to, or missed a braking mark.
Yeah.
Tyson brought smack bang into the back of Kurt Nommensen.
He was not ready for Kurt to be going. That looked way under the normal speed. Let me just go back one more time if I can, folks, and I'll get a longer run up with Nommensen just to sort of try and piece this one together a bit.
While you're hunting for that, the answer to Matt's
question is
yes.
Yes.
YouTube thread is yes. It is a two-stop race.
And on that subject, Broad, Page, Allen, Tzidakis all in right now. That's the bumper parting company with the car. Broad had no choice but to park it in pit lane for his first stop this time through. So, okay. So we're on board with Tim Nicol.
Yeah, it's Nicol passing. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Kurt had a slowdown that was excessive and maybe he hadn't cleared it. But then again,
that looks like it.
Or did he have? Oh, yeah, it was. But I was going to say, did he even have damage before that as well? So he's got back on. He didn't even get back up to full speed.
Yeah, that's.
And he had nowhere to go because he was hugging the inside of the circuit, which is the racing line down there, Dan.
Yeah, it gets out of the way of a couple of cars and then clears Capel and Tyson turns in and thinks he's going to stay slow.
I think that's just a little bit unfortunate. And
wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, it is. Particularly when the gaps are...
Oh no, back live.
The wall goes Kurt Nommensen again! Another moment!
And he
in consecutive laps!
And he got the car fixed up too.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. When it rains, it pours.
I think he's actually tank slapped that wall fairly well, and the car's come out okay.
I know.
It still looks straight.
And the yellow wheel rims, rather, are a nice touch to complement the new livery that they're running for this one off as well. All in support of our good mate in the comment thread there, Jake Slade. I do like we got the backstory of the Barber boys earlier in the day, Andy and Ryan. And it's great to see Ryan having a strong run, sitting there in 6th spot at the moment. Marsh just up the road a fair bit at this point in time, leading the dev split rather comfortably. On Route 2, it's between Terry and the two Barbers. On Route 2, series supremacy, it would seem. And Lachlan Cable gets by Will Buchanan because Will Buchanan comes to pit lane at the end of lap 17. 23 and a half minutes gone, folks. 36 and a half to go. Again, not that maths is my strong point or anything like that, but yes, easy enough to work out. And that's the first stop for Will Buchanan. So we're definitely in the window here, boys.
Yes, that we are. There is also an outside chance that, depending on what happens, Nathan Michael could sneak himself onto a podium. I'm just checking out the...
Ooh, into the line, here they come. Ooh.
I'm just checking out the score.
Oh, no! Barber's in the wall! Barber's done the cool thud!
Oh,
a couple of times.
The second hit as well.
Well, he's got one of those magic bumpers. Now, if he's lucky, he didn't trigger
too.
Bang.
Oh no!
Andy's in there. Simon Mesimo's in there. Boys, it's not the parking lot. Fair dinkum.
Now I'm going to have to start watching everyone like a hawk as I come around the corner to see who comes to the pits.
It happens in threes.
We're going to have to keep the camera on the cherry picker outside the last corner so we can see it all.
Wowee. I've never seen that. 3-in-1 hit. Never.
It is a very tricky lane because you arrive, but it's so fast and it's such a short entry, and then it's almost 90 degrees turning in. So, however, that has played into Nathan Michael's hands in the beautifully there. I mean, the boys unfortunately catching it out a little bit. And Nathan's obviously looking to run a little bit longer here, I think. So.
Wolfbane makes a good point. What pit entry? There's certainly very little of it. Oh dear. Great to see the support in the comment thread for Jake Slade. There will be a lap of honour, as I said, at the end of this race here, conducted, led by Daniel Snedden, actually on behalf of the RERC. So do stay tuned for that, folks. And that will be a poignant moment, and one in which, I mean, it'll be a photo opportunity that's wonderful in the worst possible way, if that makes sense, if I can say that politically correctly, in the sense that will be the photo that goes up in September when we all have that conversation at the annual point that the rest of the society is having a conversation. That'll be what they post to get the conversation started. Here is Alex Tzikis trying to get by Ryan Barber at the moment.
And just on the photo thing, I'm not sure if any of the boys in the cars are obviously not watching, but I know Jinesh Ragwani's reached out to me already to see if we can get him a copy of the replay so he can get some shots for everybody as well. So
absolutely we can. Tzikis very close to Barber.
I mean, whilst our guys, we were trying to get our guys arranged a little bit more to do something in solidarity with everyone at RER, as well as something with our paint job being a little different. Unfortunately, we've had some issues on the back end, which meant that didn't happen today. But similar like Jinesh with photography, I'm sure Sam Blacklock, he does actually have a bit of a sim racing photography offshoot, which we're certainly appreciative of. I'm sure he might be more than willing to also put together a shot or two as well.
Did they both scrape the wall?
Yeah, these boys are trying to repaint the wall.
Yeah, Tzikis scraped the wall, and I'm pretty sure Barber gave it a clout as well.
As Nathan Michaels come to the lane, 2 laps.
And confirmation from Tommy Wilkinson that Sammy Blacklock is going to do the photos after the race on our behalf, which is great. Nathan Michael back to pit lane.
Terry Marsh with the fastest lap at 1:21.8.
Uh-oh.
That might be...
no, there it is.
Yeah, fastest in class there, though, Greg. Not to be fair, not that far off the fastest of the race.
Okay, sorry. I was going to say, it was still a pretty quick lap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong on that. But, yeah, just because we do have the table currently split by class, it will actually divvy it up based on classes.
Yeah.
As everyone getting in on the action. Where is that information? If I go...
I was going to say, Sam Blacklock, whether he was intending to stay up late tonight or not, he's just been told exactly what's going on and exactly what he's doing. And here we go. So Johnny Banak under pressure from Jace Douglas now, the champion-elect. And interesting to point out that the champion-elect, it's been a difficult back half of the season for him. Started well, but then all the hot shots
This is
arrived
turn one here.
and made life a little bit difficult for Jace, but he had an assignment to do and he had to just stay consistent. And the pressure started to mount from the likes of Luke Page and Slade. Unfortunately, Slade on start of the night, that's pretty much made it a simple equation for Jace Douglas to go through and wrap up the title. Nearly 29 minutes gone. Great to see so much support in the chat thread tonight as well. Very heartwarming stuff from all and sundry.
Someone turning off there.
Yeah.
We're all, at the end of the day, we might be, hard, rough, gruff externally, but we're all as soft as marshmallow on the inside. And back working 10-hour days, but more than happy to help for a good cause. Yeah, exactly. Good to know that Sam Blacklock's happy to do that, and even if it's tomorrow afternoon, whatever the case may be, the main thing is we've got someone on the task to make sure that there are some nice photos to share from what's going to be a very poignant moment at the end of the race here.
Probably should have given him an extra fast repair so they could patch the cars on a couple of laps out from the end.
True. Possibly true. Anyway, down on the inside. Oh, trouble to Zikas into Barber.
100% a bit ambitious. I don't know. Maybe the door was open.
The door was certainly open, but I think when you miss the apex by that much and you clout the guy on the outside, it's probably due a redress and try again, please.
Right.
Who's
that in there behind them at the moment? I'm just trying to work that out. Zikas round on the main straight and is now regressing.
Here's the redress.
There it is. Is that directly behind them? Is that one of the Logitech entries?
Negative. That is one of our two unclassified drivers.
Ah, right. Is that Mr. Yes, Mr. Coutman? Yep. And you can understand my confusion because look at how dark how purple and yellow the livery is.
Oh, I think there's a lot less purple on that, but we'll go with it.
Yeah. Just from a distance, Greg. Definitely not be tonight, but it will be tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for that, Turtle. Appreciate it.
It's definitely it's missing a few stars, I think.
Yes. In every sense of the word. Mesimo and Cowman, the two unclassifieds at the moment. And down the back straight we go. This part of the world's going to look extremely different on race week in a couple of years. The interesting thing for mine will be with all the hang on to Zikas down the inside. That time it's much better.
There we go.
Cleanly done. And this time it counts. It's consolidated. He's got the job done to 10th. Goes Alex Chizikas. My question is if they're going to have the capacity to not tinker with the supercar setup too much, by which I mean have MotoGP on the new extended layout and then keep supercars on the old one, or whether supercars is going to have to go racing on a MotoGP circuit after years of it being a Formula One circuit. That infrastructure, the work, the refurbishment, the et cetera, required to turn it into a MotoGP setup, and then obviously the lack of turnaround time is going to be about a fortnight, 10 days between MotoGP getting off track and supercars getting on track, and in behind there's one car that's in a world of hurt with a broken front end. Yeah, that's going to be interesting for mine. That's Daniel Snedden, by the way. So, yes, he'll definitely need a fast repair before he goes out there because that front end is crunched up and completely shattered.
So he'll be okay to get that one done.
How many did you give him, Greg? 2?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave him 2.
That was generous.
Yeah. Well, it's a longer race and they're surrounded by concrete, so I've got to be nice.
That's right.
I even made it nice enough for them that I turned the rain off.
Yeah, good boy.
But touching on the course, obviously being that Matt Schmidtke lives in South Australia, he's a local over there. he was mentioning it before whilst we were running around in the Legends cars that apparently the entire pit complex, as Nathan barely misses the tyre bundles at turn 11, the entire pit complex is apparently getting knocked over and moved because the extension of the circuit to make it into a track suitable for the MotoGP is going further into the park area. So from what Matt was saying is that the staircase section and some of the existing track, the staircase and so forth area is going to remain the same.
Yeah.
With a few minor alterations to suit bikes. But
the back straight becomes longer because they're going one street further over before they cut back towards what is now the run between turn 8 and turn 9.
Yeah, correct. So they are going to get a good chunk of the existing track for the supercars, but they are going to end up on another maybe half of the new part.
And the reason I say that is because you guys may have heard the discussion the other night. I mean, we were here till midnight. The amount of GT3 drivers moaning and pleading and whinging about racing on MotoGP circuits. The one thing they don't want to see on the calendar for next term is MotoGP circuits.
Makes sense, because the MotoGP circuits, they're just, I mean, they're very flowy, but there's no real heavy like overtaking zones, and it's just almost procession. So, but I know we've already, like particularly for the V8s, I've already sorted out the listings for what I'm doing. Spoiler alert. But
we love a spoiler.
Yeah, but so I know some of the guys have already started looking into the season or season schedules that we're doing for next season, but I'm not entirely sure how many would actually have a Moto-esque track on it, but we shall see what happens. But in terms of real world stuff, I can certainly understand why real world drivers probably get sick of driving on MotoGP circuits.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As I was saying during the Legends, I'm not the world's biggest fan of street races when it takes away from what we can do at national level on proper full-time permanent infrastructure circuits. But the spectacle is undeniable. But I just feel as though it'll be interesting to get the feedback from the four-wheel community and the couch critics and the school dropout experts that pollute the social media comment threads of various motorsport championships in this country. As we see Alex Tsitsikas under pressure again from Barber, and Barber goes through. I can just imagine the feedback that's going to come their way when they find out, now we're running on a circuit that's better for MotoGP than it is for supercars. So whether that increases or diminishes the spectacle a little bit, it will remain to be seen next November.
Permission to throw something up on the screen that will block the footage slightly of what we're meant to be looking at.
Go for it.
Because it's an image. It's an image from the. It's a bit of a rough sketch comparing the MotoGP course in red as announced late last year or earlier this year.
There it
is. And the Supercars course as it currently stands in blue. Oh, actually, there's a pass. Hang on. We'll come back to this.
That's right. we'll get a replay of the past. Don't worry about that. Barber and Tsitsikas still having at it.
Yeah, it still doesn't get completed. Okay.
That little kink at the end of the side shoot there on the far side of the shot, the top of the picture, that's the old S-bend that Formula One used to go through to get to their back straight that led them down to where the back straight is where Mika Hakkinen had his big crash, where Mark Scaife had the rollover and the Nissan Godzilla, etc., etc. So that, I need the telestrator at the moment, but where the blue ends at the top of your screen, that chicane, which is now actually a left-right, so it's a double chicane, that's the same piece of real estate that they used to race on back in the Formula One days. Because remember, the crossover, we went one less block when the supercars returned there in 1999, one less block across. town into Adelaide. They narrowed the track by 1 block. They shortened the track by 1 block. So that is being restored, but therefore the back straight becomes longer. And therefore it's not this straight they're going round, it's the one right of screen 1 over. The proposed one looks better is what Wolfbane reckons. Down the inside to Zikas, not able to get by just yet, still under pressure from Mesamo as well. Sam Cullen has been on pit road for half an hour, and in comes Kurt Normanson for what will be stop number 3 for him tonight. And Bobby Camo's been on pit road for 8 minutes and 13 seconds as well. Missed what happened to Bobby, but it's about so much more than racing tonight, it would seem, as we've already established. But yeah, very nicely gathered up from you, Mr. Yeaman. I like that, working on the fly. And by the way, you don't need to request permission from us. You're the producer and the director. You do whatever the hell you like. You call the
I
shot.
say that purely because I was interrupting the feed of the race with a crudely found image, which wasn't even my own sketch work. So you know,
that's all right.
I think
look,
the only other thing
you could have taken credit for that yourself. It's like, yes, look, here's a sketch that I've prepared.
It's something I did earlier.
Yeah, the only main thing also I think to note there is that, yeah, I think I have, as part of all of the announcement, that, like, whilst the supercars will have to use the new pit lane and such, and I believe it means they'll have to, now I don't know whether that means they'll have to abandon the hairpin that these guys here are coming up to now, because part of the whole talk is that, well, they may still be allowed to, okay, so the ball in the exit again. And Mazomo has been introduced to this party thanks to the fierce fighting between Barber and Sikas. But let's just chit chat about how much of this new circuit the Supercars are going to use, how much of it of the current shorter course are they going to be allowed to keep using? Because people keep saying, well, can't we have turn 8 still? And what about the hairpin at turn 9?
Yeah.
And also even the staircase, because obviously with the adjustments to soften up the staircase to be more bike friendly, it's going to lose a lot of that stop-start flow that these cars can handle a bit better as well. So this whole situation of and also stuff about, even I read things like Supercars possibly still going to get major event status, which may mean it even sort of like what event gets quote unquote the higher marketing and sort of event status within Adelaide is going to be apparently is somehow up in the air, which is a little odd, but I'm not the one planning this all out and trying to put racing bikes on the street circuit. So.
Well, that's exactly right. I've got my thoughts on that as well, and I've already voiced those to anyone that's been willing to ask, but I won't do it in a public forum this early in the piece. We'll wait for next year to play out. Lockie Capel there in second, got his hands full at the moment. He's got Will Buchanan for company.
He's just got past it,
look at the daylight they've put between themselves and Jace Douglas, Johnny Bannack, Tyson Broad, all the other guys in the elite split here. But this is the funny thing, right? At some point, iRacing is going to have to come back and scan the new real estate, and that will mean that this circuit becomes probably the quickest in iRacing history to go from being a new circuit on the platform to being a legacy venue on the platform. So there's that to look forward to as well. And that's the good thing. Even if this configuration in its current guise doesn't get utilised in the real world beyond this year, it will live on in the sim world, like Oran Park and a few others. Oh, that was close. Capel, good in lap if he's managed to make a move and go in at the same on the same lap. So Capel on pit road, and what a great recruitment he's been by Logitech G-Orbit Drop Air Motorsport this season. He's Will Buchanan, that was close.
That was the pit entry there, Pudge. I was looking to say no, because Lockie's been behind Will pretty much his entire stint. So here it was at turn 3 and 4.
4, yeah.
I guess they came out up the inside here, although it wasn't quite done until we get to 5.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, round the outside. This is where we pick them back up.
Look at Adam Lavis with the best seat in the house, despite being a lap down as well. And Kurt Normanson, black flag. Sorry, Kurt.
Well, that looks like it's a slow down
for the night.
Unserved.
That's a slow down penalty, and he's going to have to be careful.
Incident points as well have crucified him. I would hazard a guess. Unless he's done something on the pit lane exit.
Blacklock is sideways out of turn 10.
On the limit.
So the radio about something.
Mesimo and Tzidzikas into Mesimo. Tzidzikas all crossed up, out of shape on the ribble strip.
Oh, and here comes Blacklock.
And uses Simon Mesimo as a doorstop. Oh, and that was why Blacklock was all out of shape.
Yeah, I mean, that would have looked absolutely spectacular if Sam drifted that through turn 1. He's probably got the skills to do it too.
100% he does. 100%. Simon Mesimo, Jake Cowman, still both circulating at the moment.
The background had a moment out of turn 4.
Blacklock still leads the elite split, and Marsh still leads the dev split. And is that margin accurate? My goodness, Terry Marsh to pit lane now. He's absolutely dominated this dev split finale.
There you go. I'll put it in overall.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Have a look at that. Terry Marsh 5th outright, Nathan Michael 12th outright, and Terry Marsh buying a one-way ticket to an elite split start next term.
I have a feeling that Terry is getting the call up from the boys above to say, hey, you'll come and play here.
Before this race is even done, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I can't do that.
No.
I probably have the powers to do that, but I can't.
But the knock on the door's already occurred, so we can enjoy this swan song, wrap up the championship, and know full well that he's got to continue to chip away and put the work in to take it to the elite boys next term.
Yeah, very much so. To be honest, at this point in time, he's just got to keep it clean. Yeah. He's only got 15 minutes to go. He's just got to keep it clean.
Can I just point out that Nathan, so that the Kurt Nommensen still has a black flag next to his name, and he just went in for his 4th pit stop, and it was 48.32 seconds. So either he's gone in to clear one black flag and inherited another, or he hasn't cleared that first one correctly.
Yeah, it could be something there. Well, generally, if it's a drive-through black flag, you get 3 laps to clear it. So, yeah. But if he's gone in and stopped, it won't clear a drive-through. No. You'll have to visit the lane again.
When it doesn't rain, it pours for Kurt Nommensen.
So we can thank Jake Slade for Terry's turn of pace.
He's just thrown him completely under the bus.
Oh yeah,
Terry's a sponge.
Hey, being a sponge in race cars is not a bad thing, because you get all the tips and tricks from all the fast boys, and if you can absorb it and then actually put it to use, it is fantastic. So
Kurt's back in again, and looks like this was a routine stop, maybe for damage. Now he's in for his drive-through.
Okay, all right, that explains a lot. I was just checking if he'd picked up a penalty on pit entry, because nope, that all looked routine last time through.
It did. It did indeed. So incident points cleared. He should be good go to the checkered flag, as are we, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute 21's around about the benchmark lap time of late. So help me out here, boys. 3 laps in 4 minutes, and that means 6 in 8. 12, 9 in 12, 12 in 16, 15 in 20. 45, take away probably 1 from that, because there's a bit of overtime to carry. That's not a neat 1 minute 20 lap time. Maybe take away a second one. So it's either going to be 44 or 43 laps that we're going tonight, because there's still a second pit stop to complete. Now that Blacklock's completed that second pit stop at the end of lap 32, I'm leaning towards 44. This time by the line, because if he gets back to the line clear enough before that 48-minute marker, he'll be good for 12 minutes 9 laps. But I'm just not sure he's going to get back in enough time. Keep an eye on Blacklock if we can. Buchanan there has the third place runner at the moment. It's a Logitech G-Orbit Drop Air Motorsport 1-2. Right, keep our eyes peeled on this, boys, because again, it's on the accelerator of Sam Blacklock. Whether we go 44 or 43, it's going to be touch and go neck and crop. Across the line we go, 34 done now, and there are 12 minutes and 12 seconds left on the clock. He couldn't have made it any more difficult for me to try and work that out. But based on that, if he maintains the pace of around 1:22, there's only 9 laps to go. If by some small chance he finds some pace, Greg Heaney, we'll get a 10th. But 43 is looking like where we're going to land.
Yeah, and he's hoping the boys were paying attention to, obviously, a chunk of the guys did see my post earlier, about making sure they had allowed 1 additional lap's worth of fuel in their calculations.
Yes, correct. And so they can take part in the tribute lap here. That will be led by Daniel Snedden at the end of proceedings.
Then you like all of the Mariara cars can filter to the front of that, so get them all up in front.
That's exactly why Sam Cullen and Bobby Camo. See what I did there? Fair dinkum. It's been a long day. Bobby Camo and Sam Cullen, hopefully they were in a position whereby they're just sitting in pit lane to be able to rejoin the field, rejoin the circuit once the race is complete, so they too can take part in that observance. Jace has raced very consistently this season, all credit to him. Yeah, agreed with that, Jake Slade. Consistency has been key. There was the potential for it to slip out of his grasp, this championship, towards the end, with the added pressure of the presence of the likes of Ewan, Will Buchanan and the Orbit Drop Air stable, thanks to, of course, now Logitech G, for those guys, and Luke Page, and all the other added ingredients and circumstances. Next season will be different when I show up every week, but says Jake Slade, and I reckon the Orbit Drop Bear boys would be saying the same thing if there weren't supercar rounds along the way. Someone saying that JMR got banned for being too good. No, they didn't get banned at all. Some idiot got banned from the chat thread for being a smartass on a far too regular basis. And that's...
There are other extenuating circumstances around that, but I'm not going into it yet.
No, exactly. Maybe that's an off-air chat for you and me, Greg. Thank you. Have a look at all the comments. 100 comments on this stream so far. But yes, no, there was, unfortunately, we just had a couple of issues there a couple of weeks ago. And yes, it was one of those situations that tested the patience of the central commentary position.
That's right. We kept you in line, Joe. It's all good.
You did. Sorry, I just pulled rank and spoke far too bluntly on air for this time of the night. Apologies. And Jackson Dial was verified. Okay, thank you, Jackson. Appreciate the input from you. Have a look at this, Jason Douglas, at 5th spot at the moment, looking good for the championship, and he's got Johnny Bannack for company. Bannack, a star in the commentary box, and great to see him back on track after trying to impersonate Andrew Gaze over the off-season and doing some damage to his ankle in the process.
All things aside, the guys from JMR have done an absolute fantastic drive. Have had an absolute fantastic season so far.
And that's the point.
Obviously still not finished yet, but yeah, no, both
some of the members have let their driving on the circuit do the talking, Greg, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's okay, yes, things can happen outside of the track and the realms of the sim, but obviously let the driving do the talking, and the prowess of the drivers themselves do the talking, and that's where it all shines through. So the guys have done a fantastic job on track, and Jace, albeit with the pressure from Luke Page, Jake Slade, Alex Kazikas being his own teammate,
here we go. Move. Down the inside. Johnny Bannack says, out of my ride, Jace Douglas. You might be about to wrap up the championship, but I want 5th outright. And that's exactly what he's got. 2 AITX Revolution E-Racing teams entries in the top 5 outright now. You beauty. And Terry Marsh looking good for Dev Split outright on us as well. So the AITX Revolution E-Racing squad on a night that means so much more to them now than it usually would because of all the circumstances we've already alluded to and delved into. They are shining brightly on the streets of Adelaide.
And that was an absolute fantastic move there by Bannack.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so as I was saying, with all of the pressure coming from behind for Jace, you got Luke Page, Jake Slade, Alex DeZickis, his own teammate, one of my other drivers, Dane Snadden, all of that, and even Sam Cullen and Will Buchanan and Bondi when he was in the server, he's actually gone through with all of that pressure behind him to still put himself on top of the pile this late into the season. So he's, credit to the boys over there for putting on a hell of a drive. So
100%. And I'm certainly, as Simon Mesmo has a little bobble coming into the main straight, looking at Alex Tzikis at the moment. He's got Barber for company. That's Andy. Runs another 16 seconds up the road on these guys. So Ryan's having a great run. But let's be perfectly honest, right? I'm not going to apologise for calling it as we see it and saying it as bluntly as it is. There were times where it was looking like it could have easily slipped out of Jace's grasp, and the maths don't lie on that, because Danny's been fantastic this season, as the feedback from Jake Slade to you too, Greg Heaney, your teammate. So that's good. It's always good to get good feedback on your teammates like that. But there were points where, because the results weren't there and certain results weren't going his way, that it was, not beyond the realms of possibility as Tzikis hits the wall again. How many wall scrapes have there been at 8 tonight? Unbelievable. They went on the limit. But at the same time, Mesmo down the inside gets through.
Right.
And Barber goes through as well. So it's net -2 for Tzikis right there. And Alan now has a slowdown, and we are 5.5 minutes away from the checkered flag. But this is the point, right? At the same time, just when it was all starting to unravel for Douglas, right, certain circumstances, both off and on track, fell back into his favour to ensure that he was able to consolidate and get the job done tonight. One of which, unfortunately, was the absence of Jake Slade. So, yes, where there's apples, there's oranges. But from a commentary standpoint, we base our, summations on what's being presented before us, both from a results standpoint, both from a points table standpoint. Drop rounds, no drop rounds, I don't give a stuff. The reality of the matter is, there was a point there where you had to start to question whether he was going to be able to hold on to it, or someone was going to snatch it out from under him with a couple of minutes to go this season. And thankfully for Jace Douglas, I'm pleased for him, because, again, it's, the reward for turning up and putting in the effort all season and sticking with it. Commitment, dedication. Wide goes Banach. Here goes Douglas, back up the outside, but he's on the wrong side of the real estate. And this would be the wrong time for him to get involved in an incident. Absolutely would be the wrong time, right here and now. So he needs to be very cautious with regards to that.
Yeah, I can see Jace getting very, very eager there behind.
Agitated, yes.
Well, no, I'm not going to say agitated. I'm going to say eager. You can see he wants to get past him. But as you say, he's at this point in time, because it is an enduro race, there is more points on offer. And Luke Page is currently 5 positions behind him. The gap, so the points gap is too large. So the only way that Jace has the possibility, if it is even within the realms of possibility of him losing this as it sits right now, would be as if he absolutely binned that car. But he still has all of his 0 drop rounds to fall back on. So even if he did bin the car tonight, he would get a 0 drop round and he would gain back 36 points.
Yeah.
So he'd still be in front.
That's right.
That's just how, I mean, to be honest, with the drop rounds.
Well, actually, he would have got the 43 back, because it's the...
Oh, sorry, yes, my bad.
Yeah, it's the bigger of the two, so that would have helped him even more so. But
as I think Johnny Bannock's just scraped the ball there as well.
So yeah, I mean, but at the time when the margin was shrinking week in, week out, we make no apology for highlighting that and saying, look, this is how it plays out. And it comes back to what we were saying at the start of the night, that when you get to the back end of the season and regular prominent front-running contenders pop up for a cameo here and there, it can have implications on the bigger picture. Thankfully for Jace Douglas, 6th is going to be good enough for him tonight. So that is credit to him. And again,
letting the business of the on-track narrative do the talking on his behalf. Here's Andy Barber in position number 14. Now, I just scrolled up to the top of my message inbox here on Discord, Greg Heaney, and there was your profile picture. And I was like, hang on, has he sent me a message whilst we're on air? No, you'd sent me a message at 7:13 this evening saying, wakey, wakey, I was here. I'd just gone to the toilet before we got the broadcast going.
Yeah, because you said you were making yourself, you were cleaning
I was making a coffee as well, yeah, exactly.
As we can see,
I like it.
Looks like Andy Barber's gotten past Nathan here, or is Nathan...
Jonathan Harris is requesting that we have an off-season length championship, a 2-round title slog out and fight, and 8 drop rounds. Well, 8 drop rounds. No, we can't do 8 drop rounds. We can give you a 2-round off-season championship that you can try and win, though, Johnny. I'm sure we can facilitate that, accommodate that.
Andy
Barber down the inside.
Defending.
Michael on the outside, still side by side. They're barely lucky to get away with that, aren't they? Michael holding on the inside door. Got away with it again. Bare inches in this, ladies and gentlemen. Positional battles happening.
Hold on to it.
Here on the run to the checkered flag. Lap 43 underway. And it's the final one. So 43 is the bingo number. I think we got up. I think we got there. I think we got there. 43. I think I said that was where we were going to end up. So the pace.
You were saying 43 or 45.
Yeah, 43 or 44. I just when the pace dropped off the 121s, gone went that 3-second leeway that I think we were going to have. You look at when Sam Blacklock crosses the line, ladies and gentlemen, how close we are to that hour marker. Around we go. Yeah, a quarter of a lap from home. A white flag flies. He's on his way through the back section of the circuit now. It's going to be a little bit outside, maybe 5-10 seconds, the other side of the hour. But that's because the pace has dropped off from where it was earlier on. It's dropped back to 22.3s rather than 21.2s. Doesn't matter because the outgoing champion has done enough to dominate on the streets of Adelaide and win comfortably here. 7 seconds into overtime, Sam Blacklock gets the job done. Second to Lachlan Capel. Logitech G Orbit Drop Air Motorsport 1-2. Will Buchanan in for third. Johnny Bannock's going to come through in 5th spot. Tyson Broad claims 4th. And behind him will be the series champion. No, we won't be doing that revolutionary racing. Don't worry about that.
Not done yet here, 5th.
We're not an entertainment service. We're a sport, a competitive motorsport. Fair dinkum. What a wank that was. Final turn, checkered flag! And Douglas just wants to celebrate lighting it up onto the main straight and celebrate success in the championship rather than fighting Johnny Bannock for 5th position. Well done to Jason Douglas. After all of the trials and tribulations, he did enough to tick the box and secure the title as the Trophi.AI Supercars Elite Split champion. And Terry Marsh as well smashed the competition to win quite handsomely in the end the development split of the Supercar Series with thanks to Trophi.AI. And now, before we delve any further into the results, we will pause as Daniel Snedden comes across the field, across the line here, I should say, to finish 21st outright. Kurt Nommensen got home, but he was a couple of laps down. In fact, we'll go through all of that information very shortly to tell you who finished on the lead lap, who didn't. But Daniel Snedden's going to come through, and we're just going to say nothing at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let Revolution E-Racing lead this lap of honour and this acknowledgement in solidarity with their mate, Jake Slade. Tonight, and the reason why they're running the RURK Day livery in support of the Black Dog Institute. And now that the acknowledgement has occurred, the expression session commences to mark the end of the season in the Logitech, that was a Logitech G Pro 1-2, I should say, in the Trophi.AI Supercar series on the platforms of the Gentlemen's Sim Racing Club. Well done to all and sundry for their involvement in that. Well done also to Sam Cullen, who managed to get back out on the racetrack, unlike Bobby Camo, to be a part of that acknowledgement as well. Sam Blacklock's been quick to jump into the booth and say hello to us as well. Nice way to say goodbye to the number one on the side of your car on these platforms in this series, mate. And it does look good with the Logitech G emblem and embroidery planted all across the car. Clinical drive from you. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. Wow. Holy cow. Definitely not a track I expected to go too well at, given haven't really turned many laps here since it's come out. So obviously a big credit to the boys from the team that put together this setup. It was an absolute dream to drive and made this really, really enjoyable.
I want to cover the serious part of tonight in just a moment, but let's just cover off the results for the benefit of those of you that aren't looking at the screen right now. Everyone down to Ryan Barber. Ryan Barber was the first one to finish a lap down in all of that. Everyone else either a lap or more down. You had to make 33 laps to be classified, and it looks as though everybody that took the checkered flag did that. Jake Kalman, the last of those, on 39 laps. The overall leaderboard saw, as you saw there, Terry Marsh clinical in the end, only one that finished on the league lap in the Davis split. Smash Nathan, Michael Dale Sharp, Adam Lavis, Mark Heppel, Daniel Snedden, Curtin Ommenson, Bobby Camo, and Jonathan Harris. And the elite split you've already seen, but the TBC split, Simon Mesmo and Jake Kalman. I think Mez is going to get a promotion, an early promotion into the elite split, just quietly. But overall, it was Blacklock from Capel and Buchanan, Broad and Bannock. Great drive from him. Chase Douglas is here, wrapped up the championship tonight. Adam Hayne, Trent Allen, and to be fair, the man that stood in the way of Chase Douglas, the race didn't get off to a good start for him, but credit where it's due, credit where it's due to Luke Page, who recovered to get 10th in behind Trent Allen. 11th was Ryan Barber. So there you go. There's Sammy Blacklock in the pilot's seat on the bottom of the screen there. That's another V8 Elite title for you, mate. Of course. Another V8 Elite race win to go with the 4 titles you've got in previous championships gone by. And a nice way to end what's been a compromised campaign for you, given that the priorities lie elsewhere at the moment, with the Logitech G Orbit Drop Bear Motorsport stable going all in on the Porsche Pro Invitational, the Supercar Pro Invitational, and the major events that have dominated the opening quarter of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, obviously a really good way to end the season. And obviously not much we could do this year in terms of the title fight, just with, I think, 4 or 5 rounds, I think maybe we missed due to clashes. So is unfortunate. And, obviously it is good this series has drop rounds, which, does make stuff good for when, situations like this arise. But yeah, unfortunately just I needed maybe 4 more drop rounds.
Indeed.
There was a suggestion that we did a season with 8 of them, but I don't know how well that would go.
I absolutely love it. The interesting thing out of all of that, when we go and pick apart the night that was, mate, we didn't really focus too much on the race itself, because it became about so much more than the race, and we're reliably informed that you're going to be charged with the responsibility of grabbing some photos from that pretty poignant lap of observation that you guys did at the end of the race there, and everybody around the GSRC cohort at the moment wrapping their arms around not just the RER stable, but of course Jake Slade, who's watching on from the comment thread tonight.
Yeah, obviously it's massive, and shows the respect in this community when we can all, come together, for support and, it's just, we've got a great bunch of people here, and yeah, just my thoughts with Jake Slade and all the guys over at AITX.
Indeed. Talk to me about, because I don't think we got a chance to chat to you last week. Great for the stable to be able to have Logitech come on board. I mean, obviously, all your other existing partners and sponsors are there involved as well, but to have Dan Hall and his crew from Logitech get on board, that's a great coup for you.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. A lot of work's gone on in the background for this to happen, and you know, it's a credit to, you know, not just 1, 2, or 3 people, but, you know, maybe 5 or 6, even more, that helped this come together. And, you know, Logitech's just such an awesome brand. You know, I've been lucky enough to be sponsored by them before, and, you know, I've still, you know, my whole sim, even without any of this, is all basically Logitech gear, bar a few bits and pieces. So, it's just awesome. And yeah, we're obviously looking to make them proud this year and get some really good results. And yeah, obviously round 1 of the Logitech G Pro Invitational didn't go too great for some of us, but yeah, we'll find where we went wrong and bounce back.
I was going to touch on that. I guess not ideal for a few of you, and I'm not just talking about the Logitech G Orbit stable, mate. I'm talking about the Hall of Famer Madison Down and a few others. But I guess the only way is up, and thankfully you've still got 11 rounds to try and salvage something.
Yeah, that's it. And like I said, great bunch of guys behind me. So yeah, we'll keep ticking away on the car and you know, strategies and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a bit more from us in the coming rounds.
Next round of the V8 Pro is still a while away, but 2 Porsche Pro rounds coming up imminently. What does your schedule look like in the coming weeks away from the Supercar?
Away from the Supercar?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't think too much. I think maybe Nürburgring 24-hour, whenever that's on, that's probably still quite far away. But other than that, yeah, nothing really. Just pretty much prepping for V8 Pro, and obviously jumping in here when we return back to racing in whatever.
April 15, mate. Greg Heaney, the series organisers, in the house. You want to bribe him with regards to any tracks you would like for him to leave off the schedule, or tracks that you'd like to see on the schedule?
Look, I've already had a bit of a look at that schedule, and I think it's going to be really good. So yeah, hopefully the ones that I think are really good and are the ones I get to take part in. But yeah, look, obviously this happens every season. We go through, or not we, but a couple of the people go through and decide what tracks we're going to run. And yeah, I'm really liking what we're going to have next season. So yeah, should be awesome for everyone.
I'm looking forward to it as well, mate. And I guess that's one of the perks of being on the committee, eh? Getting a sneak peek at the schedule before it gets published. Final thoughts on all that, mate. I mean, obviously, very straightforward equation for you tonight. The extent of your difficulty really was contending with lap traffic when you crept up on it, because you weren't really challenged. 4.39, that's a dominant advantage to have at the end of 60 minutes.
Yeah, well, I guess you pretty much said it all. It was a bit of a battle of survival out there, and I was pretty lucky. You had some lapped cars let me through in some really good spots, so it wasn't too much trouble. There was a couple of, I guess, hair-raising moments where I think I had a car doing a bit of a Brock Feeney impersonation in front of me. And yeah, that was heart in the mouth stuff. So
we may have caught that one live.
Yes.
Oh dear. So
don't worry,
yeah.
there's a good replay of you getting completely sideways coming into turn 11.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to go back and have a look at that. But yeah, obviously awesome to survive. Awesome to have a good car under me, thanks to the team, and yeah, awesome to finally do a Supercars race here. So yeah, I think this probably ranks up there with one of my top 3 or 4 favourites. But yeah, I'll let you get on to the other boys, and I will see you when we return next season.
You know, I've got a reputation when you got the drivers trying to wrap me up. Listen to it. Good to catch up with you, Sammy, mate. Thank you for that. Well done. Obviously, your car's going to look a little bit different next term without the number 1 on it, but you've had a good run.
Exactly. Thanks, Zach.
Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, obviously just a big shout out to Logitech G, Revolution Race Gear, iLiveries, and Sam Blacklock Media. Sam Blacklock Media probably should pay me more, but look, we'll sort that out another time. And big thanks to you guys for the broadcast as well.
See, this is the thing, right? I would have thought you being, employed by yourself, you would have actually been in complete control of how much you pay yourself, Sam, but obviously not.
Needs more clients.
Needs more clients. Oh, okay, right. So if you want to engage the media services of Sam Blacklock, reach out to him via Discord or via the platforms of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club. He's part of the committee here. So if you send an email with ATTN:Sam Blacklock to race.tgsrci.com and the contact email's there, we'll put you in touch with him if you want to engage his media services. Good on you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Oh, love it. Daniel Snedden in the comment thread getting around Jake Slade as we saw there earlier. Let's not beat around the bush here, folks, because we're here till midnight on Monday night, and I'm sure Daniel doesn't want to be here till midnight tonight. He's been up since, 4:35 a.m. this morning?
Set the alarm for 4 o'clock this morning, and going to do the same again once we get off tonight.
You poor bastard. Righto.
Well, I'll leave you to wrap this stuff up. I've been here for a bit, so I'll leave. No. I'm going to leave you with the rest of the drivers and so forth. I'm going to scoot. Yeah. Don't be here all night because Dan's got to catch a train in the morning.
Correct, and I've got to catch some Zeds. See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, if it's not too late, I'll be in to see how we went for the portion, so.
Timmy Watson just dropped out of here. Go into the green room and say good day to him. And if he wants to come back in, drag him in.
No worries.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for your help and your efforts throughout the course of the season, not just organising the series, but in commentary as well, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. Cheers.
Let's push on here. We got hang on, Kurt Normanson's messaging me at the moment. Happy to just chat after the stream. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Although that being said, we'll make sure we have a chat with you on air tomorrow night, Kurt. Hang tight there, mate. Appreciate that. And we'll keep it nice, short, sharp, and sweet with everybody else as best we can. Adam Lavis crunching the numbers at the moment with regards to the championship results. We want to bring them to you as well. Lockie Capel, are you good to hold on there? And Will Buchanan, are you guys good to hold on for 15 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Yep. Only because Jace Douglas is here. And also Terry Marsh is here. And it would be remiss of me not to go to those guys, now that we've already talked to the race winner and the outgoing champion, to have a chat to these guys as the champions of their respective splits. And I'm going to start with Jace because, geez, there was a lot of focus on you throughout the course of the season, mate. We know the reasons why. But let's ask you and get it in your own words. Did you think at one point that the results might not have been enough to have the championship go your way because that deficit was thinning and shrinking with the weeks that played out when more cars got involved? Some of the regulars came back to the fold after being away with other commitments and whatnot. And then all of a sudden there was a bit of a turnaround. Circumstances denied Jake Slade being on the grid. Results fell your way. Luke Page ran into a bit of trouble. And all of a sudden, there you go. Bang, you knew what the requirement was tonight. You went out there, you scored a top 6 result, and that ended up being enough to secure the title and get the job done, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't really stressing over the whole season, but yeah, it was pretty frustrating when I didn't have the good results, but anyway, it is what it is.
In the end, though, I guess a bit like Sam Chapman in the Legend cars, mate. He banked the points early, put the hard yards in early, put the points on the board, gave himself a buffer to play with, and then slowly ticked the other boxes, bagging consistent finishes and ensuring that that was enough to secure the title for him and tick the box and get the job done there as well. Same can be said for you. The numbers, yeah, okay, you're a little bit frustrated with not being as high up or up the pointy end as you would have liked to have necessarily been. But the key was, and this is not a criticism, the key was you played the game perfectly. You finished. You bagged the results. You avoided DNFs. And at the end of the day, consistency is so critical to overall success. We've said it so many times before, and you are now testament to that.
Yeah, it is. It would have been pretty hard if I got a DNF because, I would have been stressing even more. But coming into the last round, I got told where I had to be, and I just thought, okay, let's just keep inside top 10 and we'll be right. And that's what we did all of tonight, which is good, and come out on top, which is even better.
The stress factor, right? If you were stressing a little bit more, do you get nervous? Do you feel pressure? Do you handle that well?
Tonight's probably the calmest I've ever been.
All right.
Yeah, usually it's you start to panic a bit and make mistakes, but tonight I knew what I had to do and I did the job, so that's the main thing.
And we suspected that might have been the case, actually, because we did mention this during the back half of the race, mate. People would be surprised to hear you saying that you're feeling calm and relaxed going into tonight, because we know what Adelaide racing can be like. We know that it can be a crash fest. We know that, people can find it very easy to trip up, and it's the 1%ers that bring you undone. We've seen that, right? No Slady tonight, easy night for Jay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll agree with Daniel Snedden's comment there, and we know why Slady wasn't here. We've delved into that already, and that's really unfortunate for him, for us, for everyone, for the whole community. But going back to you, Jace, the equation was pretty simple, and we were wondering whether that played a role in just how ferociously you wanted to go door to door there with Johnny Bannack. I mean, yep, you're fighting for track position, but there was no point running the risk of bringing yourself undone and potentially losing the championship in the process.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted P5, but I saw him coming, and I thought, I'm not going to risk it, because I know that if I either bike's only turn him or I end up in the wall, well, there's the championship on. So I just let him go and just followed him around the track.
And I'm going to bring Dan Yeaman at this particular point in time. That's one of those little 1%ers that we seem to overlook occasionally, that you've got to have your wits about you. You've got to think about the bigger picture sometimes. And to hear Jace put that in his own words, he's taken the smart option. He's played the game perfectly again tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. When there's something, when there's the bigger thing like a championship is at stake still, you have to get first. You must finish is obviously the essential part of it all. When at the end of the day, Jace, you've done everything right. Strong position all race long, and P6 was more than enough to get the job done, and you made sure to bring it home clean and in one piece.
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't want to end up in the wall or be in drama, because I knew that was going to end it.
And difficult to actually execute a clean race on the streets of Adelaide. Did you have any scares, any wall scrapes along the way?
I don't know about walls. My eyes were forward, so I got no idea what the car looked like.
Very good. Because I was going to say there were a few people that scraped the wall, some harder than others tonight. Everybody on the limit, particularly down here at Turn 8. Nice to see Johnny Bannack back on the grid as well, mate. I've got a couple more questions for you. A, how much did you enjoy that battle? And B, now that you've got the job done, you've secured the title, does the number one go on the car when the new season gets underway on April 15 or not?
Yeah, I'll be swapping to number one.
Good. So that's your commitment to a championship defence, I take it?
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully try and do it again, but we'll see what happens.
Exactly, and not lost on anybody that with the Logitech qualifying series out the back door and that schedule looking a lot clearer, with the exception of the guys that do both the supercars and the Porsches, that'll probably rule them out because there's more events popping up week in, week out. But there's not as many supercar competitors or events between term 2 week 1 and term 2 week 10. So I don't think it's lost on you or anybody else just how difficult that championship defence could be for you.
It would be difficult because I know there's a few people that want to go for it like I did this season, and we'll wait and find out because, yeah, it's going to be tough out there.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Sam Blacklock. Any tracks that you'd like to see, any that you wouldn't like to see in the new term?
No idea. Haven't even looked at the schedule, so I'll wait and find out.
I don't know. I'm saying, like, well, I haven't seen the schedule either, but if you were putting the schedule together, what circuits would you like to avoid like the plague? If it was up to you.
Doesn't bother me really. I'd basically just go with the flow. I wouldn't change anything.
All right, very nicely done. What does the 3-week break look like? I mean, obviously, we're back racing this time in 21 days. There's a bit of a gap to fill. We know you're committed to the supercars here. What does the break encompassing Easter look like? How do you plan to spend it? And how much seat time will you have getting ready for the new campaign to get underway?
It depends on how much chocolate I eat, but it'll be all right. Look, probably every day from now, hopefully get back in the seat. I've got to also focus on NZ Supercars, so be focusing on that and this.
When does the NZ series start up or continue?
We had a qualifying race, I think it was last night, and I think the main split starts next week.
Excellent. Lovely. Well, all the best of luck there in the New Zealand series. We might jot that down and try and stay across your track record there, how you fare. We might ask for some updates when we reconvene and catch up with you in 3 weeks' time. Mate, I don't think there's any more really that I can add to all of that. So the floor is yours as the champion of the Trophi.AI Supercar Series and the Elite Split to thank whoever you might want to thank at this particular point in time.
Oh yeah, thank you. So I'd like to thank JMR, Night Shift Collectives, Lodge Bros, Jet, Craig, Bruce, Alex for their support, and also good luck to Jet that's racing GT4s this weekend at Phillip Island.
Part of a 34-car field down there at the Gateway to Hypothermia this weekend. I was just actually, before this broadcast got underway, writing a press release for one of the entries in that. So, no, looking forward to watching all that over the course of the weekend on Fox and KO. So, yeah, good luck to everybody competing down there. Well done to you, Jace Douglas. Congratulations, mate. Championship done. Not a foregone conclusion. You actually had to turn up and finish tonight to secure it. You did that. Kept a clean set of heels, kept a clean race car. Did what was required. Well done to the victor. Go the spoils. Enjoy the celebrations, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and also thanks to my parents for helping me as well.
Absolutely. Where would we be without the support of our mother and father? Excellent stuff. There he is, Chase Douglas, your champion in the Elite Split this season. We'll have the breakdown of the points for you in a few moments' time as soon as Adam Lavis has finished crunching all the numbers there, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, I can say it quite comfortably because of the way in which he obliterated the competition this evening, that Terry Marsh, who also joins us, is your development split champion in the Trophi.AI Supercar Series, which is fitting as well, Tez, because as we said, you know, pretty somber, pretty hard night. And and a very fitting tribute paid out of solidarity to your mate Jake Slade from the team, raising awareness for the Black Dog Institute and Are You OK Day and a few other things there as well. Striking livery and a great result for the team. Obviously, Will's ended up on the podium. Johnny's in the top 5. You've finished first as the V8 development split race winner and also the split champion for this term. A great way to finish the season, mate. Well done on that. Talk us through the night from your standpoint. Hang on, Tez. The lights are on, but you're not home. I saw the light, but I can't hear you. So we might let you sort that out for a minute for me. I'm not sure what's going on there because we've spoken to Terry on air before, only a couple of weeks ago. Just chime back in when you get that sorted, mate, and as soon as we can hear you, we'll go to you. Not yet, anyway. Timmy Watson's here. Did you observe the race from Race Control? I can't hear Timmy either. What the, Dan Yeaman, can I hear you?
There you go. Can you get me now?
Oh, no, oh, that's better. Thank Christ. I was starting to think it might have been my end, but then I was hearing the music feed come through, and I was like, it can't be. There we go. Tez is here. Hopefully Timmy will be here in a moment as well. Apologies for these technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. Completely beyond my control because I've got no control panel to the broadcast, let alone the individual booths in which these guys are chiming in from. Tez, I've never given someone a better lead in for them to go silent on me, but well done. Congratulations. And there's good news and there's bad news, right? We'll get to the bad news in a moment. Let's focus on what a good drive that was from you tonight. Hang on, he's gone again.
Or was it Tim that we heard?
Yeah, I think it was Tim.
Timmy, was it you that we heard?
Hey, you got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Right, Tez.
I think we had Tim right at the same time as Terry also pressed the button, but no sound.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Timmy, did you watch the race from Race Control? Is that why you're here?
I was in Race Control, Zach.
Right, we'll let Tez sort out his microphone issues. We'll drag him back in from the green room in a moment. Were you surprised at how well behaved everyone was in the sense that there wasn't a massive Adelaide shunt or pile-up like we would normally see?
I was very surprised, but the guys have been racing pretty well all season. They were warned about sort of the first chicane, especially while they were racing, about who had to run away. So, no, all very well behaved throughout the whole season. There was only the one sort of major incident today when I had to DQ one driver for not following directions of the committee and myself before the race.
Okay. So it was you that pulled rank and threw the DQ out?
It was.
Nice.
I did speak to
there we go.
Travis, who's the head RC, about what's the best way to go about it to make sure I got it right. He goes, all right, if anyone does it, that's what you do, and so that's what happened.
Right, there we go. Impressive to see a few more bums in seats for this season finale as well, mate.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks were a bit quiet, but there's still some good racing in there, so it's always been good watching the V8s with the GSRCs. Always some good hard battles throughout the field.
Can you hear me?
Terry? Yes, I can. Thank you. I was just going to say, give me a testing 1, 2, 3, or I'll throw you back in the green room. No, I can hear you now. That's good. Timmy, to finish with you, again, juggling race commitments with race control commitments. How have you enjoyed the driving so far this season? We did see you out there on Monday night, and we've seen you in the GT split all season. How have you enjoyed the racing aspect of this season, mate?
Oh, that's been good. I only get to race in the GT3 amps, then I'll jump in the RC booth for Supercars and a bit of the Porsche Cup. Racing's been good. I just make too many mistakes myself and make a reasonable result to a pretty average result. So, yeah, it is what it is.
And I guess the other thing to finish on the adjudication standpoint, mate, the best thing for you this season, I guess, is that, or tonight anyway, you didn't have to make too many adjudications, too many decisions. The guys that tripped up on pit lane, iRacing does that for you.
Oh, correct. It makes it a lot easier for me. So there wasn't too many, incidents called out, which was pretty good. 1, 2, about 6 or 7 guys put things out. Some of which are very basic. Some of them
in a 60-minute race in a field that was, double the size of what we saw last week. That's pretty bloody good, especially on a street circuit.
It is very good compared to some of the stuff we had to deal with early in the year with the Porsche Cup. I think there was one race where there was 30-odd instances called out in like 10 minutes. So it wasn't very good back then, but the club did the right thing and put into 3 splits, which made it a lot easier for race control, and I'm sure the guys had a lot more fun racing in it. So
did you preside over the Legend car race as well?
No, that was Liam, I think.
Yeah, okay, copy that. Otherwise, I was going to ask you about that as well, but since not, we won't bother. Great to have you in the booth, mate. Been a while since we had a chance to catch up on air. Well done on that. Well done on your efforts in race control throughout the course of the season. It is a thankless job at times, but we wouldn't be able to run the club as professionally as we do without the framework and the extra yards put in by the crew in race control to ensure that the rule book is adhered to and administered and applied properly, as you saw with the incident, unfortunately, with Oscar Haynes. And the club and the quality, the spectacle of the product is the beneficiary of the work of people like you, mate. So we do appreciate that. What's the racing schedule look like for the balance of the week for you, please?
I should be in RC tomorrow for the Porsche Cup, and that's it until the new season. Jump in GT3s again. Just going to find a car I want to race.
What are you leaning towards?
Being a massive Ford man, I'm leaning actually lead to the Mustang.
All right. Looking forward to seeing you out there, mate. Go well. Thanks for that.
Oh, thanks, Zach. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone racing tonight for that lap of honour. Very, very good to see the club doing that and all the drivers participating in it. And thank you to Zach, yourself, Daniel, Adam Lavis, and everyone else that puts on broadcasts, and also the committee for doing everything they do behind the scenes. Thank you.
Tim's just done all the thank yous I was going to do in about 20 minutes' time, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well done. We'll see you tomorrow night.
See you then, Zach. Thank you.
Take 2 with Terry Marsh, or take 3 actually, and congratulations too, because now I have to be the bearer of bad news, because there's no other way to segue into you, because I don't want to repeat myself and have somebody accuse me of having early onset dementia or Alzheimer's. The reality of the matter is you've now found yourself, I reckon, on a one-way ticket to the elite split for next term, mate. So well done on the championship, but the challenge is only just beginning, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be good. I've been looking forward to more challenges. More challenges means just only way up is just to get better. So yeah, tonight was pretty. I just came into the mindset was just coming in and just keeping it clean, and then just pretty much just racing. That's it. I was a little bit nervous at the start, but once I found where my rhythm, I just stayed there. I wasn't trying to fight anyone. I just wanted to finish the race. That was it.
One of your teammates threw you under the bus earlier, and he said you're a great sponge in terms of getting tips and pointers and information and everything else. But it's one thing to take all that advice and, the intel and whatever else, the experience of the guys around you, mate. It's another thing to turn it into the results that you've put on the board this season. That requires a bit of discipline, doesn't it, to actually go out there, heed that advice, and then continue to chip away in ways in which improve your overall performance as a race car driver. And that's been one of the big, observance factors from me throughout the course of the season, is the way in which you've just come on leaps and bounds. That's reflected by the pace. That's probably why Adam Lavis is going to slip into the inbox tomorrow and say, welcome to the elite split.
Yeah, I did see Jake's comment about the sponge. Yeah, I don't know. He's probably being a bit nice there. It's probably me trying to harass them. And like, what more can I do here? And how can I be better? I'm like always onto them and always talking to them. We're always getting together, having a yarn and having a race. There's Will, everyone at RER, man. I'm probably pestering them more than them than anything.
But they're happy to have you, mate, and obviously you found a happy home for yourself within that stable as well.
Oh yeah, I love them all. Absolutely love them. Jake, Will, Greg. There's too many. I'll be here all night naming them all. But yeah, I absolutely love the RER guys, and they've helped me out a lot, and I cannot thank them enough.
That was a pretty poignant moment at the end there for you to be part of something as special as that, as part of the RER stable, mate. That was very well done. The race itself couldn't have gone any better. I mean, you were that far up the field that you had no pressure mounting from the dev split guys as the race played out. In the end, could it have gone any better for you?
I could have tried, but as I said, I just came into the race just trying to focus on getting to the finish. In qualifying, that was my best qualifying I've ever done around here, and I was actually, I think it was 4 or 5 tenths behind Will, so I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, as you can see, all the tips they've been giving me, just been helping out a lot of ways.
I don't want to drag this out too long, mate. I know Dan Yeaman's got a very early alarm tomorrow morning, and we'll have to catch up on the Zeds tomorrow night and Friday night to compensate what he's lost tonight. But sum it up for me in a few words. What does the championship mean to you? Who do you want to thank? And how do you spend the next few weeks getting ready for term 2?
Yeah, first time I've ever won anything, so it was a good championship. I just want to thank all our supporters, our sponsors. This AITX, Shieldco, Kibby, Slady's Glossworks. So many. I'm just overwhelmed with joy at the moment for winning this. And as for the next 3 weeks, tomorrow I'll be straight back into the sim trying to practice. So more time I'm in the sim, the better I'm getting.
So the work doesn't stop just because it's tools down for a couple of weeks. I like to see that, like to hear it. That's probably why you guys are at the top of your game at the moment, mate. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you for that. And the pride of Ipswich, not just the pride of RER at the moment. So well done. I saw Ipswich there on the screen all season, and I was like, I don't know which part. And you clarified it for us in the replay earlier this afternoon. Obviously, that work will be imperative with regards to taking the fight to the guys in the elite split proper next term. Sorry, I'm just having a sugar hit as we go here, and I'm tripping over my food as well as my words. It'll be imperative because, as Jace Douglas said, with some of those heavyweights going to be around more often, the assignment becomes more difficult, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But like I said, you only get better when you race around faster guys. So I look forward to the challenge. Some people might get a little bit scared, but there's you're never going to know until you try. But before we wrap things up, I might just want to say, for tonight, sorry to hear about Jake's mate, and thanks for Greg putting delivery together. I did ask him last night if we can all do something for him, and just want to say we're all here for you, Jake. I'm here for anyone. We love this kind of thing that we do, and it's not weak to speak up. And REIK shouldn't be just one day a year. It's every day. So yeah.
Well said, mate. Well said. That's been the sentiment of the night, actually. Your team leader has actually slid into the house. I'm hoping we'll have just enough time to get a quick word from Brooksy, but let me bounce across a couple of other people first. Kurt Nommenson, I do actually... Thank you, Terry. Well done, mate. Feel free to stick around here because obviously we're going to have a little debrief off air. But Kurt, I do actually have to ask you one question with regards to what the hell happened with the slowdown and all of a sudden you're getting poleaxed by Tyson Broad?
I was letting blue flag through. I just misjudged the gap. It was completely on me. I just misjudged the gap. I saw a gap on the relative, went to go for it, and the gap closed a lot quicker than I anticipated. So apologies to Tyson. Just completely misjudged that one.
I'd forgotten about that, and then I thought, because we're talking about near miss for Sam Blacklock, and I was like, that's right. Tyson into the back of Kurt. So I had to clarify that, mate. Thank you. We'll continue the chat with you off air. Let me go to Lockie Capel and also to Will Buchanan right now. A little bit of a different setting to Sebring, boys, but nice to have you in the house all the same. Good to be back on the platforms of GSRC. Will, great way to finish the season, but again, as has been the case on a couple of occasions when they've turned up this term, the Logitech G Orbit Drop Bear Motorsport stable continues to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it's getting a bit annoying to see in the back of them all the time, but it's all right. I don't mind when they jump in because I like just to compare how my pace is progressing against those guys. So any battling with them I can do is just all improvement for the future.
At least they've changed the sticker kit a little bit there, mate. Now the view's slightly different than what it was last week.
Yeah, something new to look at.
Oh dear. How did you enjoy it? Because you mentioned to me 2 weeks ago you were waiting for the call up. You got the call up because there were so many guys that weren't able to be on the grid. How did you enjoy being out there door to door at Sebring?
Yeah, no, it was good. I was happy with our result. I think we got a P26 overall. So I just wanted to go in and kind of prove a point that I believe I should have been in the series. So I was very happy with the result we got. Just stayed out of trouble besides the last lap. Jonesy nearly just wanted to end the night for me. But no, we were very happy overall with how it all went for round one there.
Willie Buchanan, the pride of... Exactly. Well, we'll tidy up that spelling error on your profile card before the year is out, I hope. Fantastic. Brisbane, how is that part of the world going? It seems like it's a not too far distant cousin of Brisbane. Let's have a chat about tonight more seriously, mate. Bit of a lonely run in the end. You're 3 seconds down the road from Lockie at the end and 7 seconds up the road from Tyson. But again, as the boys have already said throughout the course of the evening, the key to success tonight was avoiding the walls, staying out of trouble, avoiding making mistakes, and you did that.
Yeah, obviously it was a bit tough with lap traffic going around, so I got a bit unlucky in a few spots, and then the couple of slowdowns from turn 2 just put the nail in a coffin on that battle with Lockie in the end. So yeah, I love this track. It's probably I've done the most laps here, and hopefully if I had to choose next season, we see it again.
All right, I'm pretty much on the cusp of my time limiter here, and I do apologise because my colleague Dan Yeoman slid a message into our chat thread, and I've only just seen it now. So I'll be very quick with you guys, and then we'll quickly wrap this one up and get out of here. Talk to me from your standpoint what the next 3 weeks looks like with regards to obviously being on standby for the second round of Logitech, having some time off away from the GSRC, what sort of work prep goes in to try and go one better and take the fight to Logitech, Corbett, Drop Air Motorsport when we get back here in 3 weeks, mate?
Yeah, I'm trying to do as many laps as I can, just every night or whenever I can. Currently about to move house, so that's going to take up a lot of my time in the next couple of weeks, but I'll try and get on as much as possible, just keep smashing laps out. All that will benefit me in the long run.
Indeed it will. Anyone you want to thank before I let you rock and roll?
Obviously to all the RER boys, to our sponsors ARTX, Subspeed, Shieldcoat, Slady's Glassworks. Just can't thank them enough for all the support they do behind the scenes, and then obviously just condolences to our teammate Jake with everything that's going on in his life at the moment, and just big shout out to Are You Okay and all that. As Terry said, it should be celebrated every day, and always check up on your mates.
100%. Couldn't have said it any better. And still, we're 4 hours into a broadcast now, still that love coming in for Jake Slade and RER at this point in time. That's terrific to see. There's a lot of love in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it's under, really obviously sad circumstances, but yes, everybody rallying around because yes, we're a club, we're competitive, we get out there and turn wheels in anger, we're enemies on track, but we're actually all mates off track, and that's really, really nice to see that being, put on display for everybody to see through the chat thread tonight. Will, I'm on a time frame here, mate, and I'm just into overtime, so I've got to wrap it up there. Good luck with the prep for the next 3 weeks. We'll see you week 1, night 3, April 15, start of the new Supercar season, mate. Go well.
Too easy to see you then.
And Lockie Cable, to finish with you, magnificent race from you, very clean run, tidy run, but just no stopping Sam Blacklock, because when he finds clear air, he's just in formidable touch at the moment. He was a bit unlucky at Sebring last week. Thankfully also with regards to your race,
you avoided a repeat of the wrecking the car that we saw at the very end of the qualifying session as well. So good evening to you, and quickly sum up that race for me.
Yeah, I'll keep it short, but essentially as soon as I got the slowdown at lap 2, it was done. Blacklock, pretty much everyone in that top 4 had the same pace, so it was dead on impossible to go any faster in some sections or go slower in some sections. I played a gamble of putting a lot more fuel into the first stint, which Will did the same, but Blacklock underfueled, so did Tyson. So that's why I came back to Blacklock at the end, but yeah, it was, I think I just used up a little bit of too much of my time the last stint. So it was very, very good battling with Will. I think he struggled a little bit more than us in the long run. Which is why I was able to jump him. I played the game just a little bit better than what I wanted to, I guess. But we got him in the end, but he was still putting up a mega of a fight, and especially that second stint, he seemed to have the car a lot more under control, so just had to try and time it right. And we just got him in the end, and then after the car sort of hooked on a little bit later in that last stint, we managed to pull away. So we did have the raw pace. I think Blacklock and I were very, very similar, and Tyson I think maybe a tad quicker. But just a little bit too many issues. People kept getting into trouble, especially with lap cars, so that's sort of what separated us, but we were all within 1-2 tenths each lap. It was that close.
Dan Blacklock proving yet again throughout the course of the evening exactly why he's a 4-time elite champion on the platforms of the GSRC in the Supercar. Great run from you tonight, mate. Obviously, no implications on the championship whatsoever. What does your racing schedule look like over the next couple of weeks? Because I'd love to see you back in the Supercar on a more regular basis. I think we all would, but at the same time, we know how busy a boy you are, both in the sim and away from it.
Yeah, I do need to do more Supercars laps. Obviously, Enduros are coming up, so we need to start planning Enduro co-drivers, so that'll be another situation to deal with. I just missed out on doing the double tonight because I was testing for Pell, so I might try and get the double tomorrow. So you might see me in Peak Up and GT4. It's a bit of fun. I don't think I've done either of these, so I'll be starting at the back and withholding all the rules required by this league. But we'll go from there. Other than that, just sort of chilling out, having a bit of fun, and then doing as much prep as I can to try and make sure we can get into that top 20 come the end of the season for Pro Series. If not, see if we can get at least one, if not two of us into this new top 16 finals format that I only found out about 2 days ago for the Pro Series. So don't know how that is really going to work. Not sure if it's going to be great or not, but we will see.
I'm not given the mixed feedback that the real world equivalent had last year. I'm not sure that. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you on that. But I'll watch my P's and Q's, because at the end of the day, I do work for the series organizer, don't I? So I won't say anything more. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Well done. Anyone you want to thank?
One person who wasn't here tonight and holding up some of the Logitech G ODVM stable colours was Brad Ratu. Good old Brad, our favourite setup guru in the team. He joined a little bit too late, so he just missed out of it. So I can't thank him enough for the setup work he did for this. This was the same setup we ran in Pro Series end of last year, so it was a rocket ship. Sam had a lot to say about it and said it's sung its praises, so it worked very well. Shout out to everyone in that team, Tyson and Sam obviously for racing, and then everyone to our sponsors of Logitech G, Revolution Race Gear and iLiveries as our main sponsors, and then you guys putting on the broadcast.
Very nicely done. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Brooksy, apologies. I'm bang out of time. Let's have a chat off air, though, because it's great to have you in the booth as part of the RER stable. We did it in honour of Jake Slade tonight. We did it in solidarity with him. At the end of the day, Blacklock took the spoils on the night, and Jace Douglas wrapped up the championship. Those round results and everything else being finalised right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dev split, Terry Marsh, 500 points played, Andy Barber 460 and Ryan Barber 451. And Nathan Michael with third for the round tonight, finished fourth on 426. Kurt Nommensen 357 rounded out the top five. The elite split won by Jace Douglas in the end.
439 played Luke Page, 384. Did it by 55 points in the end, did it rather comfortably. And 320 for Alex Tzikis, Jake Slade, 317, and Will Buchanan, 304 points. And the Oz Legends Cup won by Sam Chapman, 502 played. Adam Funslow got up to second, 449. Brett Barker, 445, and Richard Brookfield dropping off the podium, 435. 14 points between second and fourth. Really tight race, and 333 for Ryan Jones. He snagged the top 5 finish with a strong result tonight. Round honours went to Jonesy, 111 played, Funslow 110, and Barker 106. So it was bloody tight there as well. We do it with thanks to Flash Graphics, merch.tgsrci.com, Waste Options, Trophi.AI, and Disruptive Labs. We hope you've enjoyed it tonight. I'm not going to delay the rollout of the credits here any longer. You know the schedule. You know what's coming up. We will save the thank yous and everything else for tomorrow night. We'll save the reveal of the schedule for next term for tomorrow night as well. There it is on your screen. That's what's coming up. Second term starts April 13. If you want to get involved in that as a sponsor or a driver, race.tgsrci.com is where you go for all that relevant information. Merch.tgsrci.com for our paraphernalia range, and there's plenty to choose from there as well. We're with you tomorrow night, Phillip Island Grand Prix Circuit. Super Sprint round, so races of 10, 14 and 24 laps, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We bring you the AM Split Race 1, the Open Split second race, the Elite Split feature, and we're on there live from 8:55 Eastern Daylight Time. We'll do the schedule reveal for Term 2, and of course the post-race show for the Porsches. Then move straight into a replay, as live replay of the Disruptive Labs GT4. Sorry, I was trying to remember the sponsor. Disruptive Labs GT4 from Nürburgring in Germany. 60 minutes to journey there. Andrew Neal and I with you for that. That'll be somewhere around this time tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Liam Banks, Joe Baldwin with you Friday night, 90 minutes around the Circuit de la Sarre for the Disruptive Labs GTE Championship finale there. As you've already heard, Stephen Bull has already wrapped up that title, but who can say no to 90 minutes around one of the great spectacles in world motorsport, one of the great venues and revered venues in world motorsport. That's Friday night, 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. They'll spin the wheel there to determine the car of choice for the Mountain Men finale. As we said earlier in the day, that is actually 50 laps, 310 kilometres Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And Term 2 gets underway Monday, April 13. Before that, next Tuesday night, the Bend West Australian Open World Nationals number 7. Hope you can join us for that. That's a collaboration with the SRW and FDL squads. And we're trying to get back into the winner's circle there after losing last time out for the first time in history. So we're looking forward to how it all plays out there. Sam Chapman looking to be a 3-time champion, and Daniel Yeaman going in as our best bet as the current GSRC SFL champion leading our charge. That's it from us. We're done. Hope you enjoyed that. Dan, go get some sleep. Everybody else, stick around. We'll chat to you off air. Seems like we might be here for a little while tonight. We hope you enjoyed it on the platforms of the Gentleman Sim Racing Club. Well done to Terry Marsh. Well done to Jace Douglas. Well done to Sam Chapman. Your 3 champions crowned on night 3 of week 10 of term 1 for 2026 across Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow night for a triple treat from the Phillip Island Grand Prix Circuit, and also a replay of GT4. Until then, hope you've enjoyed today's doubleheader. Enjoy what's left of your Wednesday night, and enjoy your Thursday, however you're spending it. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:55 Eastern Daylight Time. That's PM, of course, because I'm not going to be awake at 8:55 AM. Until then, on behalf of Dan Yeaman, Greg Heady, the entire broadcast commentary and production team, we're thinking of Jake Slade and RER. Beyond Blue, Lifeline, they're there 24 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that. Until tomorrow, it's bye for now.